Very sorry. Good evening, everyone. So, owing to the Raksha Bandhan offer, we have decided to extend the offer. And in case if you are aiming for 2027, then enroll for Titan batch, which is available at 11,000 rupees. And in case you are planning to give your attempt in 2028, please opt Pinnacle batch, which is available at 13,000. Both the batches are obviously in pure English. For any other enquiries, please call to this number 0794 822 1232. All right. So that is what it is. Now, let us see the topics, whatever we are going to take today. Under Public Administration or Governance or Polity, we have Maharashtra tribal student protests, resolution against uranium extraction, definition of industry, meta-classes and privacy, Vande Mataram and national status, US electoral system, energy, we have India's strategic fuel system, compressed biogas, infrastructure, we have digital infrastructure and ChatGPT for teens. Under health, we have salmonella infection, private healthcare, cold medicines for children under 4. Under disaster management, heat waves. From defense, we have border management. From environment, wetlands and monsoon. Economics, FDI, RBI report on the economy, airport privatization, UPI transactions, MMDR Act 2026. Education, research and development, agriculture, agro, photovoltaics, international relations, great transshipment scam. Now, these are the topics that we will be seeing today. Clear, people? So one by one, let us take it up. Maharashtra tribal students protest. Now, this protest has been going on for some time. Now, see, why we need to draw a line somewhere when it comes to reservation practices. We will see that now. There was an August 5 order where government restricted tribal hostel stay to students aged up to 26 years. That means graduation, post-graduation. You complete the two. Till then, you can stay in the hostel. That is what the government would have also thought. That is why the government said the upper age limit to stay in the hostel is 26. But then student protest, etc. increased. They increased the age to 30. The student protest still kept on going. Finally, what did the government do? Government scrapped the age limit. Think about it, right? 30 years. That is the age where you're supposed to be probably getting settled in your life. You're supposed to be getting into a job. You're supposed to, at least if some people who wants to get married, etc. That is the age actually. But government set an upper limit. Why would have government set? Now think about it. Why will government keep an upper limit for age? Just so that more youngsters can avail the facility. Because if you look at here, there are 490 tribal hostels where 59,020 students are accommodated. That means on an average, if you see, in each hostel, it is what? More than 100 students. That means you're easily looking at in one single room, probably 4 to 5 people are easily there. If there are 20 rooms in a hostel. Getting the picture here. So this tribal protest has been going on. Students demanding filling 12,500 government job positions for tribal, citing a 2017 Supreme Court direction. Alright. And other major demands are also there. Giving 1 crore as compensation to the families who have been affected because apparently 3 tribal students got killed. Then hostel facilities, expanded education, better student security, withdrawal of government resolutions, restricting student assemblies or protests, and end to compulsory practices such as pregnancy tests in female tribal hostels. All these also should be ended. These are some of the demands. This has been going on. That is the bottom line. Moving on. Resolution against uranium extraction. Now uranium, we all know we are actually uranium extraction. Uranium, we know, is one of the critical fuel that we need for what? Nuclear energy. Correct? And we are aware that with the Shanti Bill, okay, with the Shanti Bill, private players can enter into nuclear energy production where the nuclear raw material will be provided by the government. They need to only work on the technology, that aspect. So uranium do we have? Yes, we have found some source for it. Now, where is that source? That source has been found in Meghalaya. But what is the problem there? The problem is that Meghalaya Assembly passed a resolution. They passed a resolution saying that they are not going to allow any uranium mining in their state. This is the problem. See, I'm not blaming the Meghalayan government here, but you must understand, we are always talking about what? We are always talking about development versus environment. And this whole idea called let us strive for sustainable development, this is actually, to be very honest, it is like a joke. I mean, very recently also we saw now what has happened in Nepal. Correct. We saw that. Or climate change is a reality. One glacier melts, or if a glacial lake outburst happens, downstream it is going to get flooded. In fact, even in our country, if you see Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, these two places are at high risk. Why at high risk? Because there it won't be just river that will come flowing down. In case if something happens there, what happened in Nepal, if something similar happens in these two states, land also will slide along with it. That is the problem. And with Nepal, we again saw, okay, rivers overflooded, it started coming down. Bihar is at risk. Eastern UP is at risk. Getting the point here. So hilly regions, etc., you try to do mining, you try to do tree cutting, you try to do, deforestation, you try to set up dams, anything you try to do, it is going to create future problem. So Meghalaya Assembly or Meghalaya government are absolutely within their right to do such a thing. Member Meghalaya Assembly adopted a resolution opposing uranium mining and establishment of uranium ore processing facility. State government stated that its position was aligned with communities residing in uranium-bearing areas of West Khasi Hills district. The resolution also invoked Meghalaya's constitutional and customary framework under the 6th schedule of the constitution, which protects community, clan and individual ownership of land and resources. One of the distinct advantage what Meghalaya has in this regard is it is protected by the 6th schedule of the constitution, which in other words simply means you want to do mining there, you need to take the permission of the local community. It is as simple as that. You need to take their permission there. Without their permission, you cannot do anything there. The resolution referred to the Supreme Court's 2019 judgment in State of Meghalaya versus All Dimasa Students Union. The judgment recognized the rights of private and community landowners over both the surface and minerals beneath the land. That is why this judgment becomes very, very important. Judgment recognized what? Both private, that is, if I am the private owner of a land in Meghalaya, I will have complete ownership not only on what is there on the surface of the land, but also what is there beneath it. Getting the point here? Other parts of India, that is not the case. Other parts of India, if a larger community purpose is there, they can take away the private land also. That is the latest ruling as far as acquisition of private property is concerned. I will repeat it once again. For example, I am staying in a gated community. There are around 35 towers here. Let us say hypothetically, for our good luck, they discovered petroleum under this. Petroleum under this, which is, much more than what Kuwait has. Let us say, hypothetical situation. Can government acquire this? They can. Government can absolutely acquire this. Should government take our permission for that? No. Government can acquire it. Yes, it is true. Government needs to pay the compensation for it. Why? Because there is a larger public purpose. It is not just about 35 towers and the families who are staying here. For the country, probably here some, maybe I don't know, 35, let us say 3,000 or 4,000 families are here. So, compared to that, we are talking about for 145 crore Indians, they are getting access to direct crude oil, which is very cheap. So, definitely that will have the upper hand there. Not our fundamental rights. It will be about directive principle to ensure the larger benefit of the country. They can take it away. but not in Meghalaya, not in tribal areas. Especially if they are protected by the 5th or the 6th schedule, it is not possible. Got the point here? Without the consent of the local community, government, be it state or center, cannot acquire even a piece of land there. Clear with this? Moving on. Meghalaya significant high-grade uranium reserves in southwest Khasi Hills. Uranium exploration was undertaken by the Atomic Minerals Directorate in areas including Domiasiat, Lostoin, Mavataba and Vakaji. So who does uranium exploration? Which organization or which agency? It is Atomic Minerals Directorate. Note it down. Exploratory drilling for uranium deposits was undertaken in 1993. UCIL, Uranium Corporation of India Limited, was granted permission in 2009 to undertake exploratory activities over 422 hectares. Permission was revoked by the Meghalaya government in August 2016 following local protests. The center was examining the status of uranium mining in Meghalaya according to the Ministry of Atomic Energy. So, center is also viewing this very, very delicately because already Manipur is burning. On top of it, now if you go there, no. For our entire country, we need this uranium. If center behaves in such a fashion, Meghalaya will be the next in the list of what continued tussle as well as lack of trust between the tribal population and the government. You are absolutely right, Afreen. You're absolutely right. You just hit the nail on the the hammer on the nail. That is, Ladakh also needs this 6th schedule status for that one reason only. Because once they get that status, they will have the say over everything. Even if you want to put a telecom tower there, let us say, hypothetical situation, you want to put a telecom tower there. Ladakh, without the tribal population's approval, you won't be able to do it. You want to move a raw piece of pebble there, a stone there, you will need clearance from the tribal population there, which is very difficult to get. All right. These are other, local protest related data, but this is the main crux of the article I have depicted in infographic format. Definition of industry. Now, if you really ask me what is this entire article about, so see, in our country earlier, what is an industry? With regard to that, even with that simple thing also there was confusion. I am not kidding again. What do you mean by an industry? There should be some legal definition for it, right? What is an industry? How do you define something as an industry? So, what rules or laws we had? We had the Industrial Disputes Act 1947 that gave workers protection and access to labor courts or tribunals. In Bangalore, Water Supply and Sewerage Board versus A. Rajappa, 1978, Supreme Court evolved a triple test to decide whether an activity is an industry under Section 2J of the ID Act. Means, so only one Industrial Disputes Act is there. What is that Industrial Disputes Act? That too, 1947. So I am a worker in an industry. Within that industry, my labor rights got violated. I need it to get rectified. I can use this act to get justice. All right. In that, they have wrote what is an industry, but they have not clearly defined it. Much later, in 1978, there was this case called Bengaluru Water Supply and Sewerage Board versus A. Rajappa, where Supreme Court told, okay, triple test will be put to check whether a particular entity comes under the definition of an industry or not. Supreme Court came out with the idea. In state of UP versus Jalbir Singh, a 5-judge bench questioned the correctness of BWSSB and referred the issue for consideration. Matter went to a 9-judge bench. However, before they could come to a conclusion, Industrial Relations Code came into force on November 21, 2025, which repealed Industrial Disputes Act. Matlab, what is the point here? Simple. So initially, nobody has any clue. You ask the government, what is an industry? Government is like, You ask the state government, state is like, hey. The judiciary was like, enough. I will tell you, triple test we will do. Okay, this they did in 1978. But Indian judiciary being Indian judiciary, 2005, some judges felt, what triple test you're talking about? This is not right. They questioned it. They questioned it basically. Matter went to, so 5-judge bench questioned this old ruling. So to take a better decision, they send it to a constitutional bench now, 9-judge bench. Matter went. But before the 9-judge bench could come to a conclusion whether this triple test we should continue or whether we should discontinue, Government of India, you may like the BJP government, you may not like the BJP government, but one of the reality of this government is that they have at least tried to bring in clarity to many things which were never defined. And one such thing was to bring in the Industrial Relations Code of 2020, in which everything was very clearly defined. So when the government has made everything very clear, now why do you need a triple test? You don't require it because now it is clear. So basically what happened? You don't require the triple test anymore because government has basically defined what is industry. Everything is clear now. So now I will tell you what is the comedy here. All the cases that will now come to the court after this date, Industrial Relations Code 2020, which came into effect on November 21, 2025. So any case with regard to industry that comes from November 22nd onwards, that will be ruled by what? Industrial Relations Code of 2020. Got the point? Because always when we take a call on any particular issue, you will look into what law is in effect, currently in effect. So from November 22nd, 2025, whichever new cases with regard to industries come, they will be governed by Industrial Relations Code 2020. But let us say one case got filed on November 20, 2025. One day before this law came into effect. Then what? Then simple. If that case was filed on November 20, 2025, then it will be based on what? Triple test. Got the point here? This is how it will work now. Anything older, the triple test will be valid. Anything later, it will be the industrial code. The rest of it is the details of it. All right, just go through it. Clear? Moving on. Meta, glass and privacy. Anybody who is owning this glass here? Guddu Kumar reporting here from Bihar. It is almost like one G Saab. Yes, sir. All that. Anyway, see all of you, 1 minute. I hope the PDF you saw. PDF is available in the description section. Just a minute. Let me just cross check. Yeah, it is given in the description. From there you can take it down. We need not bother about it, Aditya. Now it is not relevant for us because that is old matter. We only need to look at what is new. Because already from 2025 onwards, the new thing has come into picture. And this was actually again Supreme Court decided. So that you can leave. Clear? To overcome overthinking, any suggestion? State autonomy or patriotism? Always patriotism first, people. Country first. See, Meta glass, as you know, many of you might be knowing, you wear this glass and it has a camera on its side, as very evident from this diagram here. All right, one camera will be there. Now, it is an understood fact that many people are utilizing this glass. Now, it is priced around, let us say, 25,000 rupees and upwards. 25,000 and upwards. Yes, it is available for everybody, even if you have not bought the batch. Battery life is 4 to 9 hours and it looks like a normal eyewear built to be discreet. And you can cover this light, etc., which so that the recording is happening, nobody will get to know. And unfortunately, many dash and dash are utilizing this glass to record people in a private space or in a compromising way. Say, for example, now somebody is sleeping in a metro train. Okay, very tired. This fellow can switch it on and say, see, drunkard. Or maybe a woman, she's sleeping, but she forgot to adjust her shawl or something. Happens, right? Metro, we all have traveled in a metro train. We'll feel so tired, we may sleep off. So maybe we are not very conscious about our dress or something that time. We may sleep off in that tiredness. So when little shawl moves here and there, immediately start taking a video. Very recently also we saw one incident had happened where I think Central Armed Police personnel was recording a female with his phone. He has got suspended now. So we saw all these incidents because in India, many people don't know what is the meaning of the word called consent. Consent, wo kya hai? Kya hota hai wo? That is how Indians are. And they basically, many men feel it is their right. It is their birthright actually to invade into the privacy of other people. So yesterday, Friday, Raksha Bandhan, around night I got a message. And the message was basically, apparently somebody was sitting in, two students sitting in some auto or something. They were kissing each other. And somebody has recorded that video. And yes, that video got started circulating obviously, and it reached, this particular guy sent it to me. He said that I had to share this with you because they are wearing PW's uniform, this, that, etc. I had to share it with you. Somehow you should stop this because I cannot bear PW's name getting this affected this way and all. Is that the serious reason? Supreme Court has basically said, even if two consenting teenagers less than 18 years of age, even if they enter into physical relationship, you cannot take a case. And Supreme Court has gave a clarity for it. And what is that clarity? That is Romeo-Juliet clause. Alright, Romeo-Juliet clause it is. They are from the same class or whatever. And it is true. Pyar andha hi hota hai. That video when they sent, I saw the video. So they were basically closing their eyes and they were not in this world. Unfortunately, it is the girl's face that is a little more clearer. I hope she is alive for the sake of her life. What surprised me was this fellow's over enthusiasm. Sir, kuch karo, sir. Mujhse raha nahi gaya. Because it's PW's uniform. Alright. It is not PW's uniform. It is PW's uniform, etc. karke. So I basically felt, you know what? I just asked him, mind your own business. Such people, have they ever stopped a rape from happening? Have they ever stopped a sexual assault from happening? A public harassment from happening? Have they ever stopped that? If a guy and a girl holds their hand, immediately they'll pounce. Ye hamare sanskar ke khilaf hai. If a guy and a girl, sits like this and travels in a train, immediately they will pounce on it. Ye hamare sanskar ke khilaf hai. Very recently, for some 8-year-old girl, my good lord, she was wearing shorts with her parents, 8-year-old, mind you, a child. Immediately some people jumped in. This is against our sanskar. They started giving gyan to the family there. So this is Indian society for you. I personally believe this guy who sent me that video, maybe on Raksha Bandhan day, the girl whom he liked probably would have tied Rakhi for him. He would have thought that with this girl, he will start his family. But instead, she came and told, Arey, why we should start family? You be my family na. Happy Raksha Bandhan, bhaiya. She would have done that. So, Jalan Hokar, he had sent the video. Got the point here? Now, the point here is now randomly, you recorded two consenting teenagers who were into something physical. And then, you record it and you start circulating it even without their consent. So whether meta camera is there or not, this is what Indian mentality is. Got the point here? Records without consent, data without control, privacy without protection. So this is a serious threat. So what and all laws etc. are there? See, Laws, etc. are there, but now who is going to actually go file a case? Who will file? Who will actually go to that extent? So it is never easy. Getting the point here. All right. Laws, if you see, you have DPDP, Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Then KS Puttaswamy, which is again right to privacy. KS Puttaswamy judgment of the Supreme Court. So all this we can use. But ultimately, let me tell you, privacy is a myth in our country. Either the government is watching us or other people are watching us. The law has been passed, shouldn't all cases from then on be dealt with according to the new law? Kamalesh, that is not the way. On the day when the crime has taken place, what is the law on that date? That matters. Not the law that comes later. Got the picture here? Always on the date when that law was broken, what is the thing? Simple example I will tell you. Say for example, olden days, etc. If you don't wear a helmet, maybe I think 100 rupees was the fine. 100 rupees was the fine. Because on that day, that was the law. Now it is around 1000 rupees. In some states. So I didn't wear a helmet, let us say 10 years ago. This is the new law. So just because I did something 10 years ago, should I be punished on the basis of this new law? No, right? So always it is like that. So that is the reason why we say, for generally for criminal laws, there is no retrospective effect. Retrospective effect means what? It will not start from the back date. That is what it means. Retrospective means from an earlier date. So today, when you break that particular law, for that law that you have broken, what is the punishment? That matters. Got the point? So, if that law is not there, or if the law is giving lesser punishment, like that only the procedure will happen. All right? Correct, correct. Vande Mataram and national status. Now we all know this Vande Mataram ka thing is there, where again the whole issue is surrounding that original stanza, these many lines are supposed to be there. Some people are telling, no, we will not sing the full one. Some people are like, no, we will only sing the full one. All this is happening. Which one is right? Like, can somebody say, I am not going to sing the Vande Mataram? Can somebody say that? Number one. Number two, should that be made a punishable offense? Well, the reality I will tell you, when the national anthem or the national song is also being played, you can stand there idle. You need not even actually sing it. It is your choice. There is no compulsion for this. That is the reality. Let us understand this better. On January 24, 1950, Dr. Rajendra Prasad declared that Jana Gana Mana would be the national anthem and that Vande Mataram, which had played a historic role in the freedom struggle, would be honored equally and have equal status with it. The constitution, which came into force 2 days later, contains no reference to a national song. 1937, the Congress Working Committee decided that only the first two stanzas would be sung at official gatherings. Again, we were not a free country, so this fact that Congress Working Committee decided this doesn't hold any relevance today, to be very honest. The first two stanzas contain pastoral descriptions of the motherland and do not contain references to a deity. Pastoral descriptions means agricultural related. All right. Will Hinduism again bloom in Kerala? Oh, is Romeo Juliet clause in force in India? Definitely it is enforced. See, it is in force in India. But the reality, I will tell you. I very recently also I heard a case. Guy is around 18 or something. This girl was 15 or 16. So she left her house, went to this guy's home, stayed with him. Obviously, they had physical this thing, etc. And now case is there on this guy. Because technically speaking, she's below 18. Police took the case, etc. And he's in jail right now. Case is being fought. But the problem here, generally what happens is always the cops at the police station level, they always go by the girl's family side. Alright. So only the first two stanzas, coming back to Vande Mataram, first two stanzas is about land, largely about land here. The next two, if you really see, it's about deity, especially Hindu deities. The amendment replaced Section 3 of the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act. The amended provision applies to both the national anthem and the national song. It criminalizes intentionally preventing, note the point here, intentionally preventing the singing of either composition or causing disturbance to an assembly engaged in singing them. Got the point here? Guys, I think it is a replayed video. Wow, intelligent. Kandupidichu kalanju, kochu kalan. So, what is the point here? So, if I am standing and singing Vande Mataram, the full song if I am singing, and somebody says, hey, stop, don't sing that, don't sing that. That is a punishable offense. You cause a disturbance or you prevent me from singing it fully, that causes disturbance. Got the point here? The punishment is imprisonment up to 3 years or fine or both. A mandatory minimum imprisonment of 1 year applies to repeat offenders. Amended law does not specify which stanzas of Vande Mataram must be sung. It does not require all 6 stanzas to be sung. It also does not impose a general obligation on citizens to sing the national song. The provision instead protects the singing of the national song that is already taking place by prohibiting intentional prevention or disturbance. That means the new rule or law's purpose is very simple. If anybody wants to sing the song, let them sing. Don't disturb it or don't try to stop it. Let them sing it fully. Just like while you are singing national anthem, you are not supposed to be what? Disturbed. That is why we all stand in attention position at that point of time. You are not supposed to disturb it or prevent that song from being sung completely. The commonly sung opening stanzas describe the motherland through references to its waters, fruits, breezes, and fields. The later stanzas refer to the motherland through the Hindu goddesses Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. This is the contentious point here. See, you want to sing a song, you sing. But let us say somebody is from another faith. Why do you want to force them to sing something which they feel goes against their religious practice? Because right to freedom of religion is a fundamental freedom. It's a fundamental right. So I have every right, if I am from a different faith, or let us say, hypothetically, even though I am a Hindu, let us say hypothetically, I don't believe in Durga, Lakshmi or Saraswati. I don't want to sing. It is entirely my fundamental right. You cannot force me to sing a song. You cannot force me to remember these stanzas. That you cannot do. Same. Likewise, if I desire to sing the whole thing completely, nobody, practically nobody can stop me. Got the point here? These later verses contain references to worship and temples. Article 25 guarantees freedom of conscience and freedom to profess, practice, and propagate religion. Article 26 provides for the management of religious affairs subject to constitutional conditions. All right. Bijo Emmanuel Judgment 1986. In Bijo Emmanuel and others versus State of Kerala, 3 school students belonging to the Jehovah's Witness faith stood respectfully and silently during the singing of Janagana Mana, but did not sing because of their religious belief. The students were expelled from school. The Kerala High Court upheld the expulsion. However, Supreme Court reversed the High Court's decision. Supreme Court held that compelling a person to sing despite a genuine and conscientiously held religious objection violated Article 19(1)(a), including the freedom to remain silent, and Article 25(1), which guarantees freedom of conscience. Can the parents prevent their child to sing national song? Less than 18 means yes. Definitely yes. Because you are still under the protection of your parents. You go sing and come and your parents are like, Aja, tu agar aja tu, dekhege tujhe. What else you will have? You cannot do anything. Now this year, many people don't know this, but when you say right to freedom of speech and expression, along with that Article 19, there is another important sub-clause in it called right to silence. I have every right to remain silent. I need not actually open my mouth everywhere. One such area is where even while national anthem is going on or national song is going on, you can remain silent. And especially I feel some of our political leaders, who don't even know the what is it, national anthem. It is better if they don't sing there and they remain silent. Supreme Court held that the fundamental duties under Article 51A cannot override the fundamental rights guaranteed under Part 3 of the Constitution. Court also interpreted the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1970 as requiring respectful conduct towards national anthem rather than compulsory participation in its singing. That is the most important point here. Respectfully, you're standing there, you're silent, you're not disobeying it. You're standing there silently, you're standing there, you're not doing anything funny. There is nothing wrong with it. If you remember a few years back, a case was actually filed on our dear Shashi Tharoor, MP. The reason being that he, while singing the national anthem, he kept his hand on his heart. Now, this is generally a practice which is there in the Western countries, especially in USA. While you sing the national anthem, they keep their hand on their heart and they sing. He did that. Immediately case, he has disrespected the national anthem. In India, we don't have such a practice. I mean, come on. Why putting your hand on your heart and singing the national anthem, what is wrong in it? When from which angle is it disrespectful to the national anthem? Correct. The Bijoy Manual judgment has not been overturned. The judgment therefore establishes that respectful silence by a person who does not participate in the singing of national anthem because of a genuine religious objection is constitutionally protected. That means if you are part of a religious minority or you are somebody who don't believe in the Hindu faith or in the Hindu religion, you can respectfully stand there silently, listen, not sing the national song as well as the national anthem. Respectfully stand there. The other thing, hey, no, don't sing completely. No, don't sing completely. That is illegal. For that, you can get punished. Got the point here? Any doubts? Now coming to US electoral system. So US electoral system, if you see, nothing like that. It is just the order in which you sing it. When are you singing it? Generally, national anthem is having the upper hand. Okay. RM. Beluga cat. If I am able to afford an RM watch, trust me, I will be doing some other job. All right. US electoral system. Now, this article in your PDF, it is Indian electoral system and US electoral system. But Indian electoral system, you people know, we have ECI, Election Commission of India, decides on the voters list. That is why they conduct the SIR, and this provision power they get through Article 324. This we know. Election Commission of India is responsible for conducting elections to the Parliament as well as to the state legislature. But when it comes to the local level elections, that is to Panchayat and municipalities, you have actually what? State Election Commission. This is the reality. I will buy you a Jacob and Co one day. Article 1, Section 4 of the US Constitution, known as the Elections Clause, gives state legislatures authority over the times, places, and manner of federal elections while allowing Congress to alter or establish such regulations. Means, in USA, it is the state legislatures that actually does all this. USA, state does it. The US does not have a single national election authority equivalent to the Election Commission of India. Getting the point here? They don't have it. Each state can decide. So, state of California, they can decide who are their voters, etc. The when, where, and how elections should be conducted. Getting the point here? The Federal Election Commission primarily regulates campaign finance. So even though they have a Federal Election Commission, their main job is what? Campaign finance. That is the best comedy there. That is, the election expenses in USA, they are actually regulated by the state, by this organization. It is a government organization. While voter registration, balloting, counting are administered by the state, county, and municipal authorities. That is, it is the job of the state, job of the municipality, or county means it's like a small a small region, like how we say like a district and all. Semi-urban, you can call it, not that level developed. Small places these are. Very less population, very less business, like that it is. Predominantly, it will be like agriculture. A small county. So, local things decide there. They don't have an election commission like how we have. Alright. National Voter Registration Act 93 requires states to provide voter registration facilities at motor vehicle and public assistance offices. That is basically any public place, there they should be able to register themselves. Help America Vote Act 2002 provided funding for states to acquire voting machines and required statewide voter databases. Voter eligibility is primarily administered at the state level and voter registration is elector initiated. Elector initiated is what? You want to do it, you do it. So that is, if I am going to stand for election, I can do a mass campaigning where I can ask people to gather more votes. Hey, come, register yourself. Have you registered yourself? Hey, please come and register. That they do. For that, they do this fundraisers, it is called FUND. Fundraisers are conducted in USA. This fundraisers' main purpose is actually to get to know who are your voters. Got the point? See, I will tell you, very simple. So we have Election Commission of India. They are the one who will manage the voters list, everything. They are the one allocating party symbol, this, that, etc. USA does not have such a system. It is the state government as well as the local bodies who decide when and where elections should be conducted and how it should be conducted. Whether you need to use voting machines or whether you should go for ballot paper. Now that is one of the major controversy here, because many people are saying in USA they are not using voting machine. Then why do we need it in India? Well, in USA you only have two political parties. Republican, Democrats. End of the story. So you don't have much choice there. And in USA, if you really see, when it comes to the candidates also, it is not that, अरे वो हमरा आदमी है, हमरा जात का है, so we will vote for him. Just because I spoke in that language doesn't mean that it doesn't happen anywhere. We have already discussed this. In our entire country, everything is based on caste. अरे 4 मर्डर ही तो किया है, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है, लड़के हैं, गलतियां तो होती है. This is our attitude. Even if the person has committed murder, he has committed rape, just because he is from my caste, I will vote for him. Clear? That is not how it is in USA. In USA, if I am standing as a Congress, well, like I'm going to be a vice presidential candidate or I am going to be a presidential candidate, they will take my entire history. Whom and all I dated, what was the reason for my breakup, why did I divorce, what happened to this, what happened to that, every last detail. And you get additional brownie points if you were in the army. You have served in the army, etc. There is a respect towards you. And then there is another round called public debate. So if I am a candidate from Democrats, and let us say Dhruvan is a candidate from Republican, both of us will have this public debate, and then on the basis of that, the voters is decided. And from both the parties, they will be knowing very clearly who are the voters. Because in USA, if you really see, if you, in case you have watched movies also, this is how their houses and roads look. Correct. Pakka square plots, in each plot 111 home. So you really know who is who. And it is very easy to identify who is a Republican. Why? American flag will be there. Generally, one American flag will be there. The moment you see an American flag, there is a 99% chance that it is a Republican. And if you see that American flag there is again a more than 50% chance that the house is armed. Minimum 2 to 3 guns will be there in the house. So it is not actually a very difficult when people say, see, in USA they are not using it. Array, in USA they are not asking votes on the basis of caste or religion. That is the point there. Even when the drivers, truck drivers or factory workers meet the presidential candidate, they will ask, what are you going to, I heard that you're not so keen on reducing the taxes of the trucks that are being bought. Is it true? If you're not going to reduce the taxes, brother, I'm going to vote for the other candidate, man. I mean, sorry, hard luck. This is how they talk. I'm only a truck driver. And I'm talking to a guy who is going to become the president, probably will become the president of USA. One of the most powerful man on planet Earth. But this is how I will be talking. Not like how it is in India. I touched him. That they don't do there. They will give shake hand. Yo, Barack Obama, howdy. They will do that. But they will never go and do this. Oh my God, I touched him. That is not going to happen. So it is easy to conduct an election there. You must understand that. Drama bazi, we have it in India. Clear with this? Documentary proof of citizenship is generally not required for registration, but applicants must affirm their citizenship under penalty of perjury. Now, why is it not so required? Obviously, if I walk into USA right now, from the way I am speaking English, okay, let us say I got stopped by a cop. That cop will basically ask, can I see some ID? And based on what identification, what ID card I am showing him, he will immediately get to know whether I am from India, whether I am from USA or not. It is easy there because everybody has what is called as a social security number. So even when people say in USA, a lot of people are there who have come illegally, it is true. There are people, but not to this extent. What we have in our country, they have only one Mexico to worry about. We have so many things to worry about. All around our border, we have multiple things to worry about. So we need a proper system here. Non-citizen voting in the USA. So non-citizen voting in the USA, so far what they have seen is 100, 200, only around that range you find these non-citizen voting in each state there. Because like I told you, it is not at all easy. Because if you, simple thing I'll tell you, let us say I want to go and work in MACD. I want to work as a cashier there or somewhere in the counter I need to work. They'll easily, first thing, you know what they will ask? All right, share your social security number with the manager. We will take on things from there. That is the first thing they will say. So if I have illegally entered that country, I cannot fill it because I don't have a social security number. I'll have to walk out from there. So that problem they don't have there. And it is not that some dark gullies are there where one jhopadi is there, 100 families, 100 people are staying inside one single room. That scenario, you're not going to find it in USA. In India, some streets are there. Especially, say for example, Dharavi and all in Mumbai, at one point of time in the early 90s, no cop had the guts actually to walk into Dharavi. Dharavi was one such place where if you're an outsider, if you enter it, you won't be able to come out of it. It is that difficult. Getting the picture here? So Save America Act, etc. are there. The point here is, now US President Trump actually praised, maybe somebody would have hit his head. praised electronic voting machines of India. Now, generally, this guy here, this megalomaniac, always he will say, India has been taking advantage of USA. We need to punish India. That is the only crap that he always keeps on telling. But I don't know. Maybe somebody would have hit his head or something. So he praised the electronic voting machine. Immediately, our opposition here, they started creating ruckus. All right. India's strategic fuel system. This strategic fuel system is basically about US doesn't have ration card. True. 10-year strategic fuel program to have 28 metric tons of 28 MT of additional crude oil storage, 9 MT of LNG, 4 MT of LPG. Why? Because every time whenever a crisis occurs in West Asia, that is around the Strait of Hormuz region, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, etc., immediately what happens? Prices of crude oil, prices of LNG, LPG, that will increase. Supply also gets affected. So we are planning to increase our storages here. What is the underground capacity, actual storage? These are all just factual data. Currently, we have underground crude oil storage at Visakhapatnam, Mangaluru and Padur. Phase 2, we are planning to expand it in Chandikhol and Padu. And how we are planning to build LPG security. In addition to this, how we are planning to bring in import terminals, that is whatever LNG we are importing, how to improve their capacity again. Potential locations for underground gas storage in India: Krishna, Godavari, Cambay, Mumbai offshore and Rajasthan. Rajasthan in its salt advantage. Rajasthan salt bearing formations have been investigated for solution mine storage caverns. These are salt formations. So underground below the salt formation to put it up. All right, that is the idea. Also, other people, let me tell you, just utilize this opportunity to learn something, crack some exam, make your own life, make an address for yourself. All right. Don't be this pain in the butt, be that pimple in the butt where you irritate everybody around you. All right. I mean, I understand your parents would have never given you love and attention, but you are barking at the wrong tree. I am not going to give you that either. So just make your life and please move on. There are genuine students who want to sit and study. Now, why again we need underground facility? Why we need to store gas, etc. If you really ask, this is the reason. Because West Asia conflict started. No new LPG connections were being given in New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bengaluru as well as Chennai. 100 to 120 penti applications per new connection per distributor spending were in West Bengal. What is the reason? Clear? PPT will only be available to the paid batches, but the same thing is available in the PDF of the description. All right. Any further questions here, people? Compressed biostack feed gas. So how do you get compressed biogas? For that you need what? How to get biogas from? Where to get it from? You can get it from press mud, paddy, wheat straw and animal manure. Govardhan scheme. Last week I think we have discussed this. 23,731 crore. Galvanizing organic bioagro resources done scheme on August 9 with the scheme extending till 2036. Note that date, till 2036. What is the idea here? LPG connections are getting affected. Correct. Cooking gas. Let us manufacture it. One thing that is easily available in our country is what? Agricultural waste as well as waste that is coming from animals. It is easily available. It is lying there like that. If we utilize this, you can actually produce biogas. Press mud. What is press mud? Press mud is a residue generated during sugarcane processing. Sugar mills generally operate only 4 to 5 months a year. So the point here is that press mud you will get from where? Sugarcane, when you are producing sugar. But the problem is you will only get it for 4 to 5 months a year. And the other issue is press mud, as they say. Now this mud again, it should be protected from moisture, and you should immediately, within a 25-kilometer radius, press mud should be available. The next feedstock, if you see, paddy straw. Yeah, you can carry it for longer distances because paddy straw does not have any issue of does have moisture issue, but not to the extent of press mud. So you can carry it for very long distances, even beyond 25-kilometer. You can have paddy, but what is the issue? You should store it like this, big bales. Then again, paddy straw also has seasonal availability. Kharif and rabi crops. Paddy straw has a very short collection window. It needs to be collected within 15 days before farmers prepare their field for next crop. You should collect it within 15 days. Because if you don't collect it within 15 days, what will our Indian farmers do? Boom. It will be burnt. So if you actually see, this is jugaad again, the Indian jugaad. See, one thing what we Indians are really good at, if you really see, when other countries are investing crores together on their ideas, etc., we will sit and think, okay, why don't we do this? Because with this, what happens is, farmers get additional income. Correct? Paddy straw, which is of no use to them, I'm telling them, please give it to me, I will take it from you, you sell it to me. They'll be more than happy. Bhai, collect kar lo, jitna bhi chahiye. On top of it, what happens? Burning comes down. Good for Delhi weather, Punjab, Haryana, that entire region. Got the picture here? Then, rapid collection by aggregators is essential. Rapid collection by feedstock aggregators is important because agriculture residues have short collection window. It is very, very true. As soon as it is generated, be it press mud, be it this paddy straw, collect it immediately. That is the major challenge here. Cattle dung, wider coverage, economic consideration. Cattle dung also can be collected like this. So again, we know cattle dung, what is the main problem? Methane emissions. Methane as well as ammonia. Both of this. That also can be stopped. That means India's overall contribution to global warming, that also can be brought down. So one simple step, how it is creating multiple advantage. Plus, if compressed biogas, if we can generate it repeatedly, like we are able to produce it nicely, we can reduce our dependence on LPG imports. Got the point here? What are the challenges? One is safe storage, protecting it from moisture. Aggregator model. This is the main idea here. That means it should be like, so as soon as if I am a farmer, I am generating whatever it is. Let us say from sugarcane, press mud, or from paddy straw, or from cattle, cow dung, whatever it is, it should be collected immediately and taken to the compressed biogas plant. Gas yield varies by feedstock. From cow dung, you get 6%, from paddy straw and other residues, 10%. Bioslurry. What is the bioslurry here? Bioslurry means after the gas is generated, a waste or a byproduct comes out. Okay, this is very, very good for the soil. Very healthy. In fact, if you simply leave that bioslurry outside for some time, you just don't do anything, you just leave it simply there, nice earthworms will start coming out of it, which you can use to feed your chicken, etc. for anda. Circular benefits for agriculture: sustainable feedstock, clean energy, additional income, reduced waste, soil health, lower input cost. It's basically like a closed cycle it is. That is the bottom line. So you are growing sugarcane. From the sugarcane you got sugar, but from sugarcane you got press mud. Press mud you take it to a compressed biogas plant. From that you got biogas, which you used it for your home. Then from that you got a byproduct, which is bioslurry. You took it and again gave it to the sugarcane farmer. Bhai rakh lo ye, tere liye, chal. You use it for your sugarcane soil, etc. Excellent it is. It's totally closed cycle then. There is no wastage anywhere. You're literally using everything. Same thing for paddy straw. You grew your paddy, you harvested it. Now what is there? Paddy straw is there. You cut it, you bale it, you collect it, etc. Then you put it into the biogas plant. From there again you got the biogas. You got the slurry. You give it to the farmer. Again closed cycle. So that is the advantage here. But disadvantage, obviously, what is not written over here is, main thing is, Caste plus religious discrimination. That is at a very, very high level. At the village levels, especially, caste discriminations, etc. are there. Within OBC, within SC/ST, between OBC, between SC/ST, general, this, that, everywhere it is there. So there is no unity. So until and unless all of them are probably from the same caste, same religion, that unity will not happen, which is very, very difficult in our country. Clear? Implement this in cities. Cities, you cannot implement this idea. As simple as that. See, this whole idea, if you see, this can only come from the villages. This you can only come from the villages. Once you generate the compressed biogas there, then probably if you are able to bottle it and plant it, you are able to put it, transfer it into cylinders, you may sell it to the cities. Urban area, what you can do is the food waste that is generated in each household, that you should contribute into a biogas plant, because that is the only urban waste you are going to get, largely the only organic waste apart from sewage, that you should use. Piped natural gas, PNG it is called, piped natural gas from this food waste that is there, that you can distribute. That's it. Clear? You can start from anything, brother. You can have at least a simple biogas plant. You can have it in your home if you have the space for it. So the simplest biogas plant, if you ask me, see, the idea is very simple. In a biogas plant, what you should do? Anything organic you can throw in here. Any waste which does not contain metal, plastic, etc., which is only organic, that means it should only contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Anything you can put in over here. From that, you will get biogas. That gas, you can take it out. Cooking, lighting. From then, the other product, which is what? Slurry. That you utilize for your field or for your chicken, etc. Agriculture, if you are planning to do, means keep it in mind. When you are planning to do agriculture, please, for the love of God, get a cow, get poultry, have some fishes also. All these are additional, because fishes, if you maintain the water, the excretion in which that water is there, that water, occasionally take it out, use it in your field, etc. Very rich on nutrients. Same thing you can do with poultry waste. Same thing you can use your cow dung into this. Got the point here? If you are really into it, get some ducks also. Go. This is the way to do it. Why didn't government start a biogas company similar to PSU of oil and gas? PSU of oil and gas, because energy intensive, right? And again, see, that point of time, initially the focus was only on LPG. Get the LPG for everybody, every household. And this thing here, to make the people understand all of this. Who will listen to all of this? If I tell you should have this complete system with you, when you start agriculture, the entire system should be there. Self-sustaining, you should try to make it. These ideas have only come now. Earlier, our idea was what? Be it cow, whatever. For cow, okay, milk cooperatives were there. But for agriculture, everybody knew only one thing. What is it? Get urea for everything. Urea dalo. One problem of that was, again, green revolution, because our focus just got confined to paddy and wheat. Much later only this happened, that we started realizing that we cannot always keep depending upon the Middle Eastern countries for our oil and gas needs. India is targeting 3% CBG blending with CNG for transport and PNG for domestic use in financial year 26-27, followed by 4% and 5% in the subsequent financial years. Again, to reduce the import dependence. Digital infrastructure. The digital infrastructure here is we have this I2C submarine cable system, which is a 3,600 kilometer submarine cable system connecting Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia with the east coast of India. It will also connect to Chennai, scheduled to be ready for service in the fourth quarter of 2029. I2C bridging Asia with India. Google's America India Connect. Google's America India Connect system is planned to land at Visakhapatnam, where Google is developing a data center complex. Which Visakhapatnam is expected to become a third digital international subsea gateway for India alongside Mumbai and Chennai. Proposed terrestrial connectivity corridors, Machilipatnam, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai. Again, the purpose of all this underground sea cable, etc. is to improve the data connectivity. Data 4G, 5G network, etc. that we are talking about, that is the idea. That is why we are connecting it like this. Under sea, this is 3,600 kilometer. So, purpose is what? Here, internet will improve. Because AI data centers, AI based centers, etc., they are planning to come and set up their offices in India. For that, you need high speed internet connectivity. And that is why this infrastructure, etc., is being built. So, in another 4 or 5 years, entire Indian data will be available with the government of India. I don't have to do anything for that. All I have to do is buy a internet is available now for what is it, 1000 GB is available at 10 rupees means you will subscribe to it. You will give me your mobile number. You will give me your Aadhaar also. That is enough for me to completely regulate it. Arey, anilom vinilom, ho jayega. All this are happening. Multiple cables are there. All this will come. Salmonella infection. Salmonella comprises a group of bacteria capable of causing multiple infections ranging from self-limiting gastroenteritis to serious bloodstream infections, stomach intestine related. Major type Salmonella typhi, Salmonella paratyphi. Causes typhoid and paratyphoid, collectively known as enteric fever. Non-typhoidal Salmonella commonly causes typhoidal Salmonella means the Salmonella that does not cause typhoid. Bhagyashree, data centers require water. Water is required for everything basically. Water we humans need, animals need, agriculture needs it, industries requires it, everything needs it. Make no doubt about it. The so-called water concern, why they are bringing it up, why they are trying to portray it so like brutally is that they don't want the next set of development to happen. That is the reason. Okay, let us not have any data centers. Let us not invest in AI. Let us not at all do anything. How are we going to prepare the jobs for this, for the young population of our country? Got the point here? You need it. There is no other go. You need it. I will give you water for the rest of your life, but no job for you. Will you be happy? I agree. What if I will give you a job but no water? People can question the other way also. I agree with that. But the bottom line is we cannot sit back when the world is moving forward. That is the bottom line. Commonly causes gastroenteritis and may remain undiagnosed because many mild cases revolve without diagnostic testing. Mild cases means the point here is that the symptoms are almost all the same. You are like, you'll have some vomiting sensation, nausea you will feel, tiredness you will feel, fever you will feel. It is the name of a bacteria, brother. Oof. Non-typhoidal Salmonella gastroenteritis can cause diarrhea, abdominal cramps, fever, vomiting. Non-typhoidal Salmonella is associated with poultry, eggs, meat, and other animal-derived foods and can spread when raw meat contaminates ready-to-eat food during preparation. So only non-vegetarians need to worry about this. All right. Both typhoidal and non-typhoidal Salmonella infections can spread through the fecal-oral route, but their reservoirs differ. Humans are the reservoir for typhoid, while non-typhoidal salmonella has a broader ecology involving animals, food, and the environment. True. From humans are the reservoir means humans are the host for typhoid. From one person to the next person, it can transmit like this. But when it comes to non-typhoid, it is animals, food, and environment. Salmonella poisoning, you would have heard. It had happened in USA again very, very recently. Largely, this happens because the food would have got contaminated, and the salmonella bacteria is not something which will die that easily. If you have not cooked it properly, you have not actually used enough. I would say even spices also. That bacteria will be remaining intact there. Now USA, we know they generally don't cook like us in pressure cookers and all. I think in USA pressure cooker itself is not available. You will not find it in any supermarket there. So they only like little only they cook it. Especially if they are talking about beef, pork, etc. In USA, you have to. It should have its pink color according to them. That pink color should be there. Only then you call it like medium rare. It is called medium rare. It is called medium means it is only slightly cooked on the outside, but inside it is still red in color. That is what the Americans love. But the problem with that is that it is because it is not completely cooked. These salmonella bacteria, non-typhoidal, will be present in it, and it can cause disease. Clear? Will you upload this video on YouTube as well? Yeah, it will be uploaded automatically. Contamination can occur from farms, slaughterhouses, and food processing facilities to transportation, storage, restaurants, and household kitchens. Japan solved the issue. See, it's simple. Japanese will solve. Japanese, when they find a problem is there, they'll get into the solution of it. What is the main problem with this? How does it start again? Poor hygiene. Poor hygiene practices. Not cooking things properly. Poor poultry, etc. So for that, what you should do? Maintain the poultry, maintain the chicken, everything in good condition. Okay, you found from a particular batch of hen, salmonella presence is there. You eliminate it. You cull them. Salmonella transmission involves interconnected human, animal, food, and environmental factors. That means everything is there. Human beings, animals, poor hygiene, then from the food, how it gets transmitted, all of this are there. High-risk group. Salmonella infection can become invasive and life-threatening, particularly among young children, older adults, and people with other illness or weakened immunity. Prevention requires hand washing, safe water, thorough cooking of poultry and eggs, appropriate refrigeration of perishable food, and separation of raw meat from ready-to-eat food. One of the major concern here is again antimicrobial resistance. Antimicrobial resistance means your body now is the salmonella, let us say salmonella typhi is present in your body. You gave a medicine for it. No effect. No effect is there. You gave an even more heavier dosage. Still no effect. This is one of the increasing concerns as far as bacteria related diseases are concerned. That is, the bacteria is simply what? Immune to the disease. Sorry, immune to the medicine. Who will go and teach? Why don't the government teach? Why don't the government teach? See, we should stop thinking on those lines. Everything the government cannot sit and teach. 145 crore people, how will the government teach them? Got the point here. These are things that they should follow. And even if you try to go and tell something to anybody, there is one crap called as what? Tradition. My pardada used to do this, my dada used to do this. You are coming and telling me this now. Who are you to tell me? This is what they will say. Once you become a collector or once you become an SP, that time you will experience this. Article 14, Article 19, common sense, these are only applicable to UPSC aspirants or government job aspirants. Once you become a government employee, then you will really understand. After your 2-3 years, once you go to the field level and get the experience right, all the idealism that you were having, that I will make this country a fantastic country, that you will stop with. Because then you will realize the real problem is not the government. The real problem is the people of this country and their mindset. Once you understand that, then you will stop taking tension for anything. Virus alla, bacteria. After the entire Mahabharata, fluoroquinolone resistance. That is the, it is the name of a medicine that is used against, largely used against bacteria, especially salmonella, sorry. Extensively drug resistant typhoid. Blood test, viral test, these are some of the tests that are used. The World Health Organization recommends typhoid conjugate vaccination for children from 6 months of age. India's immunization program, typhoid conjugate vaccination, is not currently part of India's universal immunization program. Potential prelims points right here. Okay. Very true. Private healthcare, reality. Now everybody knows this. Hospitalization expenditure. You go to a government hospital to take any facility, you may probably get 6,631 rupees as your bill, like the peak service if you take. The same thing if you go there to a private hospital for a basic level service, you will end up paying 50,508. Got the point? Biology vice sir. Welcome to UPSC. That is the difference. That is, this data only we need. 7.6 times higher expenditure in private hospital. There are only two places where you will get beaten up if you tell a person, see you again, see you later. Where is that? One is the police station. Second place is the hospital. Because you visit a hospital, that is enough to wipe out your savings in India. Now people will immediately say, many YouTubers are coming. Are Baba, people who are coming to India or coming for health tourism, they are already well off. This is like basically somebody who could have bought a, let us say, Toyota Innova. Now they went and bought a Tata Harrier. That's it. They have the money to buy an Innova, but they went and bought Harrier. That is the only difference. Same way, they had the money to spend 50 lakhs, but they came to India and they're like, Arey, everything got over in 10 lakhs. Wow. That doesn't make our health expenditures actually what? Very easy and affordable. So, committee has basically recommended standard package rates, mandatory pre-treatment cost estimates, and private hospitals, some regulation should be kept. That is for treatment. When the before even the treatment starts, tell them what will be the estimated cost. Not after the entire thing is over, you put a big bill and give it to them. Clear? What about medication? If bacteria is already immune, it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult. They can even die from typhoid. That is the problem. That is the reason why they generally say when you take any, especially antimicrobial medicines, when you take antibacterial medicines, if the doctors have said, okay, 3 days, twice in a day, you have to take it. Finish that entire cycle. Finish that entire cycle. What will happen? What most of us will do it, including me. What most of us will do is 2 days we'll take. Third day we'll start feeling a little better. We'll be like, no need of taking this tablet. What has happened there? The bacteria would not have got killed completely. It remains there. But now you are slowly teaching it to be what? Build resistance against the medicine that you gave it. That is how antimicrobial resistance starts. It can also start from what? From this thing. Antibiotics that are given to these animals. Poultry, goat, cow, etc. You are a heavy non-vegetarian. You eat all this. So, from the cow or from the hen or from the goat, it enters into your system again. You don't have any disease, but medicine is going into your system. What happens? Your body ends up building resistance to it. Clear? IAS Atmaram. What about IAS Atmaram? See, whichever Atmaram is there, anybody is there, Atmaram or Tukaram or whoever is there, understand one thing. Just go ask their family, everybody, and their colleagues also, how it is to work with them. You have to be on another level of mindset there. That I don't care about any of this. I will get transferred 90 times, 100 times. I'm not going to care about anything other than my career and my honesty means that is one path for you. Understand that very clearly. Idealism, you are looking at these people and thinking that this is what I want to do. I am ready to get transferred 50 times, 60 times. Be it. But on the other side, you will have to pay a price in terms of family life, this, that, etc. I'm just giving you the picture. I'm not telling that what they're doing is wrong or what they're doing is right. This is the picture here. Getting the picture? So always decide what you want first. So first you do one thing, crack the exam, get into the service, then decide what you want to take as a call. Cold medicines for children. Yes, it is live on PW also. So government has basically imposes restrictions on combination medicines for children, which contains chlorpheniramine maleate and phenylephrine hydrochloride. This is like combinations are there. That is, instead of giving a single medicine, they will give it in combinations. 2 drops of this, 3 drops of that, 4 drops of this, like that. Fixed dose combinations, you call it. So government has banned these being mixed and given to children below 4 years in the event of cold. Expert committee decision follows recommendations of an expert committee and the Drugs Technical Advisory Board. Chlorpheniramine maleate is an antihistamine used to reduce symptoms such as runny nose and sneezing. Phenylephrine hydrochloride is a decongestant used to relieve nasal blockage. Combination has been used in cold and allergy preparations. Histamines are basically allergic reactions of your body when a foreign component enters here. Ugh. Absolutely, Abhijit. Absolutely. See, I'm not going to name the officer. Very famous officer from the state of Kerala. Now he has retired. So some interviewer had asked his wife, like he's such an officer who is loved by the people of Kerala. He's such a darling, this, that, etc. How is he as a father? How is he as a wife? She said 0 marks. 0 marks. That is what she said. So what that woman would have gone through as a wife in this last 30 or 35 years of his service, just imagine. So if a married man, if a married IAS officer or IPS officer is like very strong, doesn't care about his transfer, doesn't care about his post, he's following the letter of the law to the perfect dot, it means, and he's still married, it only means one thing, there is a woman, an equally strong woman who is managing the entire household, the entire family, children's education, everything. Otherwise, he's single. These two. What about women, sir? What about women? Obviously, no matter how much ever we talk about women empowerment, one thing what any woman will face is what eventually in the middle of her career, 10th standard. Oh, it is 12th standard. Oh, they are going to go give this entrance exam. Who will have to take the sacrificial call there? The mother. She will be like, no, I have leave, child care leave I have. That is true. In a government job, basically, male is there, female is there. Both are there. But child care leave is only available for the women employees. They can apply for it and they can take it up. That is that luxury men don't have. Male employees don't have. So the women will take. It is not that women officers are not honest or they are not career oriented. They are realities of life. Clear? Hey Prabhu, ye bhi hua. We have heard. Hey Prabhu, ye kya hua? That we have heard. Hey Prabhu, ye bhi hua. This is a series which I thought this is best represented for the parody or the irony of it. You won't believe in Bihar basically, ye mera bhans hai, nahi ye meri hai, whatever. Fight started over one, I think on buffalo. That buffalo was stolen in the night. and got tied somewhere else. Next day, the original owner came. Apparently, that is, this fight started between Suraj Yadav and Prakash Manji. So Prakash Manji, it is said that stole it from him and tied it in his house. Next day, Mr. Suraj Yadav found it, and Suraj Yadav said, no, this is my buffalo. The fight escalated to the point where it became one caste-related issue itself. Yadavs entered, Manjis entered, everybody entered. Then political parties interfered. Finally, what cops decided. So, Suraj Yadav claimed that I have this buffalo's, a baby with me. The baby is, this buffalo's mother with me. Mother buffalo is available in my house. This baby buffalo belongs to this mother here. So what did the cop do? Cop basically decided, okay, let us decide one thing. Let us put up a DNA test. DNA test, because Suraj Yadav is telling, I have the mother. So mother is there. Okay. Then you can verify. Agar maa ki hi bitiya hai, so fine. Problem solved. DNA test for that. Got the point here? Now when people say caste related fight etc. that will happen here, caste issues are not there. Problem was with buffalo. But that buffalo problem soon escalated into one mega political issue, so much so that the cop interfered and said, let us put a DNA test. I won't be surprised if that order was given, obviously. Order was given by obviously IPS officer. Clear? I came from Pakistan. Oof. Yes, Ishika, you read it right? For a buffalo. Now for all those candidates, इसका अभी काटने वाला है. गवर्नमेंट का फ्री कोचिंग चालू करने दे, इसका काट जाएगा. I have been receiving such messages in my Insta as well as I think even in YouTube comments also. Alright. So free coaching of the government, what is the report card now? 23-24, the target was 3,500 candidates at least government will coach. How many actually enrolled? 223. 24-25, there was a sudden increase. 2,136 people entered. Okay. 25-26, 431 only has enrolled so far. What about the budget for this? Well, that is the next important part. 23-24, government had an allocated budget of 47 crore. But later they saw, okay, 47 crore is not needed because only 223. They reduced it to 35 crore. Then they saw that 35 crore is also not getting utilized. Then they brought it down to 20 crore now. So far, only 2790 students have taken it up. Apart from this, it covers UPSC, SSC, Railway Recruitment, IIT, JEE, NEET, SAT, everything. Okay. Empaneled Central Universities select eligible SC and OBC candidates through their own screening processes. In that also, reservation. In that also, economic limit of 8 lakh is there. Getting the point here. Economic limit of 8 lakh is that means if you are above 8 lakh, you are not eligible for the free coaching. Universities will decide which among the OBC or SC, ST candidates will be able to avail it freely. So how transparent is this system? God Almighty knows. Yes, Abba. Detailed prompts I had given. True. Guilty as charged. Education paradox. Medical entrance reality test. More than 22 lakh candidates appeared for medical entrance exam, competing only for 1.4 lakh undergraduate seats. Fewer than 10,000 seats are available in the top 50 medical colleges in India. 22 lakh. You see the irony here, don't you? See, I will tell you one honest thing. People who say that, इनके काटने वाला है, कुछ काटेगा नहीं. You have no idea, just for me alone, how many people have directly told me, sir, you name your price. I want mentoring from you. I want you to review my answers. I want you to personally guide me. You name your price. You charge any amount of money per month, you charge. But I want your 100% dedication towards me. I have received this multiple times. Easily, I would say in a month, maybe 2 people at least will come up with such an offer. One family had approached me, one father basically, father and mother duo, they had basically approached me, you should train our child exclusively, like a tuition teacher from morning till evening. I said, that is not possible. And they kept on giving payment, like offering me money, more money, thinking that I was, trying to do fishing. Because, and I'm pretty sure I won't be that only faculty in India where this is happening. Everywhere it is there. This is there in the NEET field. This is there in IIT JEE. This is there in UPSC. It is there in SSC. It is there in every government exam or entrance exam that you can think of. Because the supply is more than the availability. Getting the point here? The day when you are having, let us say, fewer than 10,000 seats there, let us say 9,000 people are applying for this 10,000 seats. Maybe then coaching industry will get shut down. Otherwise, no, it will exist. And you are only seeing, dekho, and again I can see people are like, course bhejne ke liye aaya, course bhejne ke liye. Arey bhai, I'm telling you, in our tier 1, tier 2 cities, etc., there are plenty of people who are earning more money than me just by running their own centers. They are not so famous and all. Maybe they are not having an online presence, but they are making more money than me. Local crowd, they are catering to the local population there, they are minting money. That is the reason. See, 2 things in India, you want to start any business, 2 things in India will never go out of fashion. Got the point here? With my English, I don't consider my English to be very great. I know the number of grammar mistakes that I make. I know the number of pronunciation mistakes that I make. Even then, people think that my English is something great. You seriously think so? All I have to do is utter a few good sentences and maybe walk into some academy in any part of this country. I am pretty much sure I will get hired. Never it has happened that I have given a demo class to an academy and I was not hired. That is the bottom line. Getting the picture here? So it has got nothing to do with me or with the coaching people. Why is it that everybody is coming and taking tuition? Why is everybody coming and entering into this field? Teaching is my passion. I love students. Nothing like that. There is nothing to love about this profession anymore. Trust me. This is like the worst profession right now. You are nothing more than an item dancer. But why is it that people are entering into it? Demand is there. You tell, okay, iska kaat jayega. Arey, 35 towers are there in my community. You seriously think if I start a tuition, just promote my tuition center here within this community, I'll easily end up making more than 1.5 lakh and I won't even have to pay tax for it. I can demand, give it to me in cash. Who is going to know? I will only declare half of the money. Other half I will put it in my pocket. Done. You are not understanding the systemic issue what we are having here. The systemic issue is what? We don't have private jobs and we don't think about an alternative beyond medicine, engineering, government job. End of the career path. You try to do something different in India. Being born to Indian parents, that's a huge risk that you're going to take. Got the point here? No, I have decided not to take offline classes anymore. Now Meta pays $17 billion to add child safety measures on Facebook and Instagram. $17 billion. Now why? See, we all know for a fact, like I have told you earlier also, Instagram as well as Facebook, what is the problem there? The constantly when you are doing something, when you are, let us say, watching any video, you're doing doom scrolling. So in that initial few seconds, how long you watch that video? So in that initial 2-3 seconds, we may not like it, we may push it off. What does Instagram do? Instagram learns. Instagram learns which videos are you watching, which videos are you interested. Based on which video you liked, you shared, you commented, and you reposted, they will even try to figure out your age. And again, if you are, if you're somebody with a verified account, etc., they will know your age because you would have given your date of birth. All right, they know your age. Especially when they know you are a child that is less than 18, you're a teenager, they'll keep feeding you that content where you get hooked to it, addicted to it. Now, Meta had to pay a $17 billion fine for this. All right. California, Colorado, Kentucky, New Jersey. These are the states. 29 states sued Meta in 2023. Virginia. This is basically what happened in USA. But the bottom line is this. $17 billion fine they paid. That is not the point here. The point is that they admitted that their features, they are addictive. They are very addictive. Getting the point here. Taking it further forward. Chat GPT 14s. Now see, this is the beauty. That is, as soon as Meta paid this much fine. So now everybody is like, we will bring, we are also in support of, protecting individual privacy and perfect online behavior, etc. So Chat GPT has come out with Chat GPT 14s. The system can remind teenagers to take breaks. It shouldn't be addiction. Protect the privacy of the teenagers. There are emotional safeguards. Why emotional safeguards? Because goes without saying, many of you would have done that. Hey ChatGPT, what do you think about me? Hey ChatGPT, I am facing this issue. I am facing this, that, etc. You would have probably shared it with ChatGPT. Many people are using ChatGPT and Gemini to get what? Online psychological counseling. What ChatGPT is sitting and doing there, they are learning more and more about you. OpenAI says ChatGPT should not use romantic language, encourage emotional dependence, or imply that it has feelings or consciousness. This it was doing earlier. Hey, you are great. No, you are such a fantastic thing. This, that, etc. So you almost feel good and great about yourself. Getting the point here. Why aren't they fined in India? We are a market for them. And our rules as far as Digital Personal Data Protection Act, that will come applicable only in another 2 years or something, 27 or 28 onwards. Compliance will come. Murli Manohar, 2 steps age verification. Correct. What you said. We should bring in a 2-step age verification because only if they are verified, then it should happen. This has already happened in Europe. This has already happened in Australia, where they are basically banned online activity, especially social media platforms for teenagers below 15, below 16, etc. They have done that. In India, if you try to do it, what will happen? Oh my God, right to internet access is a fundamental right. Article 21. They'll immediately cry freedom of speech and expression. 15, 16-year-old kid has what freedom of speech and expression? What is that such a big thing that they have to do on? Getting the point here. So again, government will be criticized for actually what? Regulation. That is why government has not made any strict curbing there. Government is like, kar lo jo karna hai. Got the point? Exactly. Mohit. I did that when I was going to propose my crush. Are deva mein. And what happened? She tied Rakhi for you yesterday. Emotional dependence is increasing. Self-harm and violence, impact on learning and critical thinking, emotional dependence, harmful advice. That is the problem here. They are going on taking advice, everything from ChatGPT. Legal controversy. Parents of 16-year-old Adam Rain, who died by suicide in 2025, sued OpenAI alleging that ChatGPT contributed to the death. Because in ChatGPT, I don't know whether you have noticed it, there is this feature where you want brutal honesty. Do you want? You want it to give it to you in a very brutal and blunt way, or in a moderate way, or in an extremely great way. That option is there. You choose that brutal option means What language you are using, you are feeding to ChatGPT. Let us say you used very, very bad words. It will return that favor to you. What do you think of me? I think you are a waste. Should you think I should die? Obviously, you should die. People like you should not walk on planet Earth. It will give you a reply like that. Because that is how it is trained. It is a language model, people. What language you teach it, it will give you back in the same manner. Regulatory scrutiny, UK approach, India's current status. India currently has no standalone legislation specifically regulating children's use of AI chatbots. Same thing it is. The Tundra Gossip Club. Now, what is this Tundra Gossip Club? Nothing great here. Arctic is one place where now it is becoming 4 times faster than the rest of the earth. Means it is warming up that fast. Chat GPT to name their babies. Devare. She accepted. तोमते न धीरे नरे उसका बुरा वक्त अभी शुरू हो जाएगा. She accepted what? To make you the Rakhi brother. What she accepted? See, Claude, they are all doing it. That is the reason. Now everybody is doing the damage control for this reason only. Because they know now that any country can find them. Getting the point here. So it will affect your share prices, everything. Clear? I do use AI, but I don't take information from AI. So this is like the article what I read about climate change. This came in the Hindu. Hindu, you know, it will not give you such colorful diagram and all. I took it from the Hindu, extracted it out, gave proper comment for the ChatGPT. Then I generated this comic. So all these facts and details what you see here, I fed it first. From where I got it? From Hindu I got it. Not that I asked, okay, Tundra Gossip Club, chalo, generate an image. No. You give all the data after you know from which source you have taken. Then you do it. Syan Mukherjee, sir, he said she accepted his affection and love. Okay. She accepted to be my girlfriend. मुबारक हो तुमको ये बदनसीब जो तुम्हारी सदा दुखी रहो तुम. Oh my God. Oh. You know, a man in love is ridiculous to watch. 4 times faster. So, size matters. Means what? See, as you go higher and higher in latitude, the tree size will shrink. What is the reason? Because it is cold. But now because Arctic is becoming hotter and hotter and hotter, slowly what has happened? Tree sizes have started becoming bigger. Snow. I reflect sunlight. Therefore, I am cool. Snow will reflect sunlight. Correct. The albedo effect. White in color, so it will reflect it. But now what? Now because it is warming up, the shrubs are increasing. Clear? We should use AI or Google. You should use Google in that news. NEWS. Warming feedback loop. Warming, taller and darker vegetation, which will lead to more heat absorption. Because obviously plants will need sunlight for photosynthesis, which will increase the heating effect there. Snow sneaky sidekick. Methane. That means as ice starts melting away, the methane that is trapped in the soil, that gets released out. More plants will grow, more carbon dioxide it will attract. It will also bring in fish and other animals, which will further increase their excretion. Everything will further increase what? It will increase the this thing. Heat, overall heat. That's the point here. Yeah, I know. This is again, oh my God, sir, what is this again? Correct. But images will remain in your mind for the longest possible time. Images are, especially this image here. What do you see here? Okay, somebody who is brand conscious, somebody who is spending a luxurious life. Correct? Man and woman, two very big, very expensive individuals. Well, this is the story of our ISRO also. ISRO, if you really see, ISRO's cost for a launch. Okay, 1 kilogram satellite you want to launch to a low Earth orbit. That is just about within 1000-kilometer range you want to launch a satellite. India's cost is $13,302. China it is 5,809, USA 3,225, Japan 3,373, Russia 3,605, 3,715 for Europe. Global average is around $3,000. $3,000. India it is $13,000. As a result of which, this year we only had around 5 launches. Our launch frequency is less. It is becoming now increasingly difficult for Indian space to become reliable, higher cost per kilo. And even we are taking Uber. What Uber are we taking? Uber for space. Uber is what? Cab service. In the space sector, who is the Uber? SpaceX Falcon 9. That is, irony is, we have ISRO, we have our satellites or our launch vehicles, etc. Even we went on to take Falcon 9 services. Why? Cheaper. Got the point here? Any questions? What about toxic movie? I am alive after watching it. That is all I can say. Because right now they are sending legal notices to anybody who will criticize it. Any questions? Any solutions to reduce the cost? Bring in private competition. That is the only solution. That is what is happening in ISRO sector also. That is what is happening. See, it is not a coincidence that more than 4,000 odd scientists decided to resign from ISRO, and they are all planning to enter into the private field or private sector. These are all understood things because they know, okay, this is where the money is, this is where it is. So only thing to do there is, if ISRO is also not being profitable, what you need, bring more private companies. Let the research happen, let the development happen. Clear? Weekly sessions are enough. You need not go for newspaper again. Please go for this thing. This week, monthly current affair compilation. Theory, you can read it from this thing. Monthly current affair compilation, etc. There is no theory to this. Theory where it is required, there I will give the theory. As of now, there is no theory into any of this. These are only giving us data. Say, for example, this particular point here. India strengthens disaster response. Now, if you would have prepared for disaster management, you should be knowing it. Yeah. If you study disaster management again, you will be knowing that heat waves were never a notified disaster. So when a notified disaster simply means, let us say center has released a list of disasters. In that this disaster reserve means you can take, you will get access to SDRF, State Disaster Response Fund. You will get access to SDMF, State Disaster Mitigation Fund. You will even get access to National Disaster Response Fund. All the fund availability will be there. Landslide, rainfall, all of that. But heat wave was never considered to be a notified disaster. It was left for the states individually to decide. Why? Because obviously the problem is heat wave, where it will occur, when it will occur, nobody can predict. Number one. Number two, if you start giving heat wave also money, you are giving fund for it, you will end up spending a lot. Why? Global warming is a reality. Almost every state and every district or every city faces this, correct, in different parts of the year. So obviously you will have to spend more money. But finally, government decided to do what? Government decided to, August 4, Ministry of Home Affairs informed. Why Ministry of Home Affairs? Because they are the ones who are in charge of disaster management. informed the Lok Sabha that heat waves and lightning had been added to. Heat waves, lightning added to the list of natural calamities, taking the total number to 14. It is live class. Yogeshwari Latpate. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Correct, Sian? Monthly compilation, you will get it from your PW app itself. PW app, it is available, and website also it is available for free. You can download it. This change came from what? Because of the recommendation of the 16th Finance Commission. The change makes heat waves eligible for full state disaster risk management fund pool. Under Article 280 of the Constitution, Finance Commission recommends arrangements for disaster management funds. Finance Commission 16 recommended 2 lakh crore for state disaster funds for the 5-year period 26-27 to 2030-31, which was 28% higher than the previous, that is, than the 15th Finance Commission. Out of the 2 lakh crore, 1.6 lakh crore will go to SDRF, and remainder, that is around 0.44 lakh will go for SDMF. SDRF is State Disaster Response Fund. SDM is State Disaster Mitigation Fund. Sabikun, don't make current affair notes. Read them. Visit the PYQs from 2013. GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. When you write the answers, use the current affair data to write them. Current affair notes you don't make. You will only end up improving the handwriting, or you will end up becoming a competition for me. What is SDRF, SDMF, etc.? That is just again, this again will be covered in your disaster management class. Previously, how it was? Heat risk in India, more than 57% of Indian districts are now coming under it. Heat level risks, you can see maximum, if you notice, it is the center and western region. The rest of India, if you really see, it's a little low. Number of hot days is increasing per year. And HAPs are there, heat action plans. National Disaster Management Authority has directed the states, districts and cities to develop heat action plan covering heat risk, vulnerability, short, medium and long-term interventions. What is that? Heat action plan. That is, in case the temperature increases, what are you going to do? Kya karoge? For short duration, medium duration, long duration. So you would have read it in the newspaper also. Some people suddenly fainting and falling, even having cardiac arrest. All of that. Say for example, if you go to the state of Kerala, okay, you take bath. Now I don't know how the weather is. Now this is which month, by the way? August. Still I think you will experience humidity if it is not raining. 2-3 days if it doesn't rain, you will experience very high level of humidity. So you will not feel hungry, you will be feeling very thirsty. You feel like going on drinking water. At 32-35 degrees Celsius, it may feel like 40 for you. But let us say you are in Delhi, 38-39 degrees Celsius. The problem in Delhi weather is that, Delhi heat is that, air is very dry. Very, very dry. So you will feel the burning sensation on your skin, but it is not triggering your body for what? To drink water. So on an extremely hot day in Delhi, it is perfectly natural for a very healthy individual to lose your, because from the skin slowly perspiration is happening. You are not realizing it. You are not at all realizing it. You are just feeling tired. Internally the body starts losing water. You can even get a cardiac arrest. Perfectly healthy individual suddenly getting heart attack. Why? Heat wave. That is the reason why NDMA has asked states to develop heat action plans. No, heat wave is it's a duration. It's basically what is it? Depending upon where you are, whether you are in plain area or in hilly area, there is a sudden increase in the temperature over a persistent period, 10 days, 20 days, etc. That is heat wave. Heat shock simply means the result of what? Exposure to intense temperature. Correct, Murli. All right. 12 states have notified heat waves locally. Only around 300 cities and districts currently have HAPs, leaving approximately 4,800 urban local bodies and 800 districts without such plans. Between March 1 and July 26, surveillance system recorded 4,853 heat stroke cases and 20 confirmed heat stroke deaths. Cardiac, pulmonary, kidney conditions. Any one of this can get affected. Clear? Border management. You can take it from me. In the coming months, we can expect more agitation coming in from the bordering states which are there in the international border areas. That is, in Jammu and Kashmir, we can expect people going on demanding, give us statehood, give us statehood. In Ladakh also, we can probably expect more people demanding what? No, we want to be under 6th schedule. Similar things you can expect along Arunachal Pradesh, maybe even along, in these regions, there is a very good possibility that this will increase. Now, why? Because India has decided to bring in a next generation border management system, which will be monitoring. You will use cameras, forward areas, sector command centers will be there, regional command centers will be there, and this entire thing will be monitored by the National Command Center in New Delhi. That means sitting in New Delhi, if I am the Prime Minister, I can literally see what is happening in the border area. Cameras will be used, AI will be used. What was the traditional system? Traditional system is obviously one, BSF or Indian Army, Assam Rifles, etc., walking along the border region. That is the traditional setup. Now the setup is what? Making it completely modern. So traditional setup a problem. What was the problem there? BSF Jawan will see something. He will report it to his superior. Superior will send it to the command center. From the command center, it will go to the Ministry of Defense. From there, it will go to the minister. Then minister will inform the Prime Minister. As you can clearly see, it will take its own sweet time. No more. Because this entire system, from the monitoring of the forward area to the command centers to the regional center, this entire thing will be connected. Number one. Number two, they are going to use AI for it. So cameras, sensors, drones, image processing tools, other monitoring systems, everything will be monitored here. And no surprises here. The first setup of this, we are going to start from where? Along the India-Pakistan border. Because obviously that is easier. Because I have told this earlier also, Pakistan comes and is, that means we can just simply get up and give one slap. Patar, sit there. But when it comes to, let us say, our parents, relatives, where they are coming and doing, we don't have any other choice. We have to, we have to sit and bear it. That is China for you. Getting the point? So we are going to first start with what? India-Pakistan border side, we are going to set up this entire system. Alright. So how AI etc. is big. India's land border footprint. India shares 15,106.7 kilometer with 7 countries. So such a system is there. You can even use it where? You can even use it in desert region, mountain region, riverine stretches, forests, densely populated areas. We are talking about the West Bengal-Bangladesh border. Clear? What if the system pass wrong information? That and all won't happen, brother. Wetlands. Wetlands are nature's superheroes. They cover nearly 6% of the planet's surface. They are the most productive ecosystem because you can see land is there, water is there, trees are there. So you will have birds, fishes, human well-being, all of that is available here. Alright, all of this is available, and as you can clearly see, it looks pretty beautiful. The interesting thing is our cities also had a lot of wetlands, but the problem was encroachment and unplanned development, pollution, natural buffers lost. Especially the classic example for that, this is Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad. How do they do it? First, they'll come and dump waste. They'll kill that wetland completely. Then one fine day, the government will say, okay, we are going to give a contract now to change this, clean this entire area. Cleaning that entirely polluted or totally smelly area would mean what? They will bring cement tar, etc. They will cover it completely, and then they will build real estate on top of it, where everybody will be shaking hands with each other. They would have sold, like, selling flats, etc. Everybody is happy. Even people also in the city are happy because no more smelly water. But what has happened there? You have literally killed wetland there. But water always has a way of reclaiming its land. So if you really see in and around anywhere, any city you take, even including Gurugram if you take, if a place is getting flooded, just go back to history. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, what was there in that area? Take it from me, there will be some lake, some river would have flown through it, or some water body would have been there. They have somehow thought, okay, let me just cover it, then nobody will get to know. Water will claim. Same story lies for Chennai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, everywhere. Clear? Jammu and Kashmir, more than 500 lakes lost since 1967. Hyderabad lost 61%. 268 water bodies completely disappeared between 2002 and 2012. Other cities are Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Mumbai. Clear? Government has taken various initiatives like Ramsar conventions are there, etc. is there. But the reality is, until and unless people at the ground level decide to come forward and protect the cities, it's not going to work. Clear? This is the whole current. Whole current means, again, nothing concrete is available here. Nothing concrete as in nothing concrete for you to sit and worry about. It is basically that even though we have multiple systems and technology, everything in place to find out when the monsoon will come, when the monsoon won't come, the accuracy level of it is still around only 60%. Even when you say monsoon delay is there, monsoon onset is there, the reality is that some places it is heavy rain, some places there is no rain. Overall, all India level, if you take all India, we can say monsoon was only 10% deficient, etc. We can say statistically. Reality is some places it rained heavily, some places hardly any rain. Take Gurugram again. Getting the point here. So short range, whole range, century of data. So what we have is with us is century of data. We have what is it? Data that we have collected, like how monsoon patterns have evolved or etc. since the last 100 years. What you have to do that? Take that entire data, give it to AI. AI, along with the systems what we have, we will be able to make better predictions about monsoon. Clear, people? Any questions here? I meant that India had offered NDRF. I didn't write it fully. See, we don't know what is happening with them. Nepal has basically rejected any sort of support, basically even from India or even from that fact from China. I don't blame them entirely for that, because last time when Nepal had a very bad earthquake in Kathmandu, the capital city, apparently what we did, we gave them help, right? But we also did, mauke par kaun aa gaya tha? We did a little bit of boasting, which did not go well either with the government or with the people there. In fact, that one little bit of boasting or little bit of pompousness what we showed literally drove Nepal even more closer towards China. So the current administration, which has come largely on the popularity of Gen Z's support for the current government, right now it is important that people's anger doesn't get diverted towards them. So they want to show that no, we are capable of managing our own stuff. We don't want anything else. We don't want the presence of soldiers, Indian or the Chinese soldiers, on our ground. You want to help us with supplies, we are okay with it. So they did not deny on the supplies part. 10 tons, I believe, India has already sent. Medical and essential supplies, etc. We have already sent. That they have accepted. They are not actually comfortable with the fact that another country's army boots are on their soil. Getting the point? So FDI, if you see, it has increased in India. 46%. And we are actually getting it from, let us say, which and all countries. Major sources are Singapore, Netherlands, United States, and Canada. Together accounts for 74%. Which and all sectors? Manufacturing, electricity generation, computer service, communication service. Net FDI is in positive territory. April to June, 7.8 billion, 1.3 billion. Positive territory means what? More than the FDI. That is, even investors in India are also investing outside, correct? Investors in India investing outside. Then outside investors investing in India. So when you finally do the addition and subtraction, everything, finally we can see more investments are coming into India than the investments which are going out, which is a good news. RBI report on economy. This is again for your information only. So this again, note the country's name, note the fact that gross FDI hit 30.7 billion, highest ever in last 15 years. That is, we go, this is from after 2011, finally we have hit this figure. Got the point? This way, you will what? You can remember, okay, now we are doing well in the FDI area. However, when we look at the ground level Indian economy, things are not looking great. US is back again putting tariff on us. Somebody said, he does not want us to teach. He is waiting to go into the movies. He's not at all serious about teaching. Look at that comment section, man. One day I'll become Ananya Pandey's father. You know, at least in the movies. When I get that opportunity, trust me, I'm going to run away from here. There was a time when I used to enjoy this profession. Now it is like EMI ke baare mein socho. So West Asia conflict, tariffs from USA. It has nothing to do with that, Yazini. It is not that. They don't want that help right now. Will we take help from another country? Will you entertain the fact, let us say along the Kashmir region a major disaster occurs and Pakistani army offers, we will help you. Will we take it from them? Or along the Bihar region, let us say a disaster occurs, will we take help from Nepal army? It's a matter of sovereignty, pride it is. Getting the point that nobody will do it. Some people at least will see it as a sign of weakness. Got the point? So, overall, if you see domestic demand, so West Asia conflict, US tariff will increase the prices. That is the reason why now inflation is on the rise. But at the same time, domestic growth is increasing. How do we know that? Tractor sales are increasing. Tractors, who will buy generally? Farmers. Then our Asim sir also will probably sit on it and take a photo. Then we have cars. The sales of this is increasing, clearly shows farmers having money with them to spend and middle class people also having money with them to spend. So this is a good news. But the other side, what is happening? Heating is happening. Economy is really heating up. Prices are on the rise, which is not at all good news. Inflation keeps on rising means overall cost will increase, which can affect our exports, which can affect our overall economy. Thank you, Renukaji. Clear? Airport privatization. This is again for your information. No matter how much ever anybody may say, ye desh Adani ko bech diya. Almost every state government, even recently, even in Karnataka government also, there was a meeting between Adani as well as the top brass of the Congress government here. The reality is, you cannot ignore major players here. Major players, major corporates, no country, no government can ever ignore, whether at the state level or at the central level. Bottom line of why I told you all of this is, where is that? Adani Group won bids for all 6 airports offered during that round. So that means all the airports will belong to Adani? Absolutely not. Adani will manage basically the running of the airports, the electricity, escalator, lighting, cleaning, food services, food courts, all that. Security aspect will be still be maintained by whom? Government of India through CISF, CRPF personnel. Getting the picture here? It is only about running the things. So he will pay what? Is he getting it for free or something? Absolutely not. He will be paying money to the government. Got the point here? RBI will always take action. See, inflation range, it shouldn't, if it is persistently high inflation means RBI will do what? Increase the rates. Increase the repo rate. Alright. UPI transactions, good news is UPI transaction which was only 1.78 crore transactions in 2016-17 has hit 24,162 crore from just 0.07 lakh crore in 2016-17. Now it has reached 314 lakh crore in 10 years time. International expansion, UPI has now expanded to currently operational 11 countries: UAE, Singapore, France, Mauritius, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Oman, Qatar and Bahrain. For the love of God, remember this. This list you need to remember. Any questions here? Parantur Airport in Tamil Nadu, that they have decided to change its location and look for a new site, right? See, cost of running these things is very, very high. And I'll tell you, let us say I'm a cleaning staff under Government of India's payroll. Cleaning staff. What will happen then? This is how they will behave. Okay, you see, if you have observed it, you will know. Cleaning staff under Government of India. Jarga, this is how they will say. Always, Jargo means in Kannada means move aside. It is spoken in a disrespectful way. But if you are actually, say, let us say somebody who is in the private field, sir, Salpa, you will say, sir, thoda. What is the difference there? Because on one, you need not worry about losing the job. That is a guarantee given by Government of India, be it at the state level or be it at the central level. But when, obviously, airport means central level, sorry. But when it comes to private field, that is not the case. Your behavioral issue is enough, you will get fired then and there. If you have noticed it, see, when the airport has to be opened, or what was it? Which one was that? Anything that needs to be started in the morning, anything is there, one guy will come there standing there, and all these employees, one security head or somebody will be, not security head, one in charge will be there. That guy will come and stand. All these like school students will come and stand there in attention or in standardities, and then he will give guidelines. They will listen to it. When have you seen such a scenario happening in a government department? A head will come, everybody, standardities, attention, standardities, and then he will pull out each person's name. He will give a class or lecture to them. Yeah, I saw that in PVR actually. PVR, a theater, basically. This guy was standing on all these. That is, even the food court employee, the cleaning staff, the security staff, everybody standing there like this and listening to this one guy speak, because he is the head for all of them. He can fire you on spot. So for government, what is the advantage? Government need not worry about it anymore. Light, Adani dekhega. Staff, Adani dekhega. Escalator is working or not working, Adani dekhega. Because government can fine Adani group if they are not maintaining all this properly. All government has to do is what? Money. Collect the money, man. Money. Where is the money, man? Just collect the money and pocket it. Adani won all the bid means what? What bid he has won? The contract it is. So, look at it. I don't have the headache anymore to change the light, to hire, fire. Now to conduct these exams again. I have to conduct an exam for that. Recruitment exam. None of this I have to do. So, money I am saving on one side. Ulta, what is happening? Because I have given it to Adani. From Adani, I have got money also. If Adani is not doing the work properly, fire him. Give the contract to the next person. Security is not getting compromised. Bete, I am earning money. Why should I stop that? Is it right that in South people don't celebrate Raksha Bandhan? Largely we don't celebrate it. India's mineral power is concentrated in 8 states. Which are these states? Notice it. Odisha, 43.49%. Rajasthan, 16. Chhattisgarh, 13. Karnataka, 12. Maharashtra, 4. Jharkhand, 3. Madhya Pradesh, 2. Andhra Pradesh, 1.04. These 8 states put together contributes to 97.7% of total mineral power. The remaining states account for 2.3%. Clear? Now, what is this? Mineral governance. Any doubts here? Any questions? Yes, they are easy on. I do not worry, right? See, why has government jobs reduced? Earlier, if you notice, when I was preparing, I remember we used to have this driver level jobs, Group D service, driver jobs, applications used to come. Driver job, cleaning staff job, etc. used to appear in central government ministries' websites, inviting applications for people should have the minimum call. Like that, they used to ask. Nowadays, you don't even hear it. What is the reason? Government has started outsourcing. Driver, car, everything comes from a private agency. That same agency, if they or and from another agency, you will get what? The cleaning staff. So no headache for me anymore. I don't have to worry about who came from general category, who came from OBC, who came from SC/ST. None of this. I will left it to private agency. A private agency will take the call. Private agency will be paying their salary. So government is saving on what? Lot on salary. Government is saving. Pension. Government is saving. Government need not worry about maintaining the government vehicles in pristine condition because vehicle also belongs to that private taxi company. I only need to pay a monthly amount to them. Fuel they will pay for, driver they will pay for, insurance they will pay for, car also they will take care of. Why should I worry anymore? This is what the government is doing. Clear? So in the MMDR Act, long-term national goals. Act states that mineral extraction and management should be guided by long-term national goals. And it provides for the union to take under its control and the regulation of mineral bearing land. Means center will decide. Center will take care of mineral lands henceforth. That is the new act, what it is telling. The act provides that states cannot impose tax, cess or other levy or mineral rights on mineral bearing lands. Opposition is demanding reservation in private sector. That is the reason they want reservation now. Because you put everything, you give it to the private player. Private player will take a person on the basis of what? See, I agree. I used OBC reservation for UPSC. I am not at all going to deny it. I used it. Okay, I used it. But only for applying for the exam. Inside PW or right from my first teaching assignment to the current teaching assignment where I'm in right now, it is only on the basis of my capability. It is not based on any reservation. That means it's purely based on what? Merit. Goes without saying. People have tried to replace me. People have tried to be a competition for me. I have never been bothered about it because I know what I can do. I am only worried about what I can do always. I am not worried about what others will do. So if you bring privatization everywhere, what happens? Only merit will be valued. There is no more going. The reservation ka chakkar will not work there. So now what is it? To ensure that you can win, you can get votes again. Now they are telling that let us bring reservation into private sector also. Reservation, if you try to bring it into private sector, that will be the day when businesses in India will start shutting down. If I don't have the freedom to hire people whom I want, whom I think is the best for my business, I will rather shut down my business only. That is the reality. Got the point? Sugu, robust measures for creamy layer you will be able to take only when you have data with you. That is the reasoning that the central government gave in Supreme Court also. We don't have empirical data or evidence with us. Which caste is doing well or which caste is doing poorly. We have no data with us. That data is being collected in this census. But for that also, opposition is creating ruckus. Opposition is telling what? No, you should not keep such open-ended questions. You should discuss it with us. You should discuss it with everybody as to the nature of questions. Yeah. We need to find out who is which caste, what is their income. These are the basic level things that we need to know. Only then we can make policies. That is all that is there. But they are trying to stall even that also. Whatever it is, we want what finally, okay, who is deserving, only they should get reservation. Because see, reservation, even if you wish and say that no, reservation should end, it is not going to end in India one fine morning. Understand that very clearly. One by one only you can rectify it. So basically, people who are well off, you shouldn't give them reservation, irrespective of in which caste they are from, which community they are from. Correct? We can all agree on that. Somebody who is very poor, very downtrodden, they should deserve what? Reservation. But how will I get to know who is who and what is what? Only when I take a caste census for it, which is happening in independent India for the first time. I am not joking. The last caste census was taken in 1931 during the British era. For the first time we are going to have. That means the census what we are having currently, this is the first proper census where we are literally doing what? Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. Who is who, what is what. Even the SIR exercise also, that is the reason why it is so important. Where are these people? Who are the voters? Where did they go? Where did they come from? We need to get a clarity on this. Proper data when we have, only then we can formulate policies. Only then we can decide reservation, what changes we should bring in or what reform we should bring in. Otherwise, it's impossible. Absolutely, it is very essential. Clear? आपको पढ़ाने नहीं आता, फिर भी तू यहाँ बैठकर सुन रहा है, तो तेरा क्या कालिया? Coming back to this. So this you understood what the center is trying to do here. Because why center is doing this, that we need to understand. Land is a state subject. States have complete right over it. But center is telling, अगर आपके जमीन के नीचे मिनरल है तो वो मेरा, वो पूरा मेरा, मैं ही फैसला लूंगा. That is what center is telling. If you have a mineral resource under your soil, it belongs to me. I will take a call on it. We saw earlier article, Meghalaya passing a resolution, uranium. Got the point? Where Meghalaya said, nahi, hum nahi allow karenge. We won't allow anybody to touch our uranium. We saw that. Center will be like, oh, I want India to develop by 2047. You people won't give me permission. Yele, yele. Got the point? That is why they are bringing up with this act. Whether this act will stand the test, the judicial test, Supreme Court's test and all, we don't know. In other words, this article is not over yet. Ye वापस आएगा. Let a final clarity come, then we will do it. Clear? वो भी यही चाहते हैं आप उसका कमेंट पढ़े. I know जी. Agro photovoltaics. I'll just take up this international relations article. Transshipment scam. Okay. The entire content has been given in the PDF. I'll just explain to you what it is. So see, US as well as China, they have always been at jagada for a very long time. So main reason is, again, like I told you, one of the main reason is that China, the labor cost is very low. Number one, because obviously labor rights and all in China is a joke. First point. Second thing, technologically also they are far ahead. It's a lethal combination where technologically you are superior. So USA also has technology, but the problem there is that in USA labor costs are very, very high. Very high it is. You'll have to pay $300 etc. for doing 1 hour job. Getting the point? So say my sister is in USA, but she will never keep a driver for her car, nor will she keep a maid. But I have a maid in India. If I am really bored or something, like I'm too lazy to drive, I can hire a driver who will like take me in the city. Especially in Bangalore, it's a nightmare to drive. So I can hire a driver. So if you actually look at it, देखो तो my sister is in USA. She's having like my brother-in-law is driving a Tesla. My sister is driving a Honda CRV. They are having all the luxurious vehicles. But who is leading a luxurious life? Me. Because I have a maid. Because I have a driver. I can keep a driver. What is the reason? Labor cost in India is very, very less. But labor cost in USA, you cannot think of it. Now, China also the same scenario. Labor cost is very, very less, but technology is very superior. So USA was going mad, especially under Trump's first administration, when first time he got elected as the president. What he did, he decided to increase the tariff on China. Increase the taxes on any good that is coming from China, it will have to pay high tax. China was like, funny. What China did, China started rerouting its products. That is, instead of selling the whole product, China will send this first and the straw separately. And this will be assembled over inside a factory in maybe Chennai or in Mexico or in Canada. Then what it will be, the product labeled as maybe one part they will manufacture, just for namesake they will manufacture in that local country. Then they will say manufactured and assembled in India. So on recordically, if you see, it is coming from India. But where did all the parts and components come from? It came from China. How did US administration find this out? Now, why did US administration do this? Because when I put a heavy tax on Chinese goods, what am I expecting? Chinese goods are so costly. Let us not buy from China. Let us start manufacturing it in USA. This is what Trump administration thought. Instead, what happened? China started rerouting it. How did they understand? Where is that data? Instead of US economy growing or domestic manufacturing US economy growing, they basically saw that exports from India, exports from Mexico suddenly increased and it came to around $67 billion. Domestically, nothing got manufactured in USA. And China was sitting there and like, hold my beer. So after discovering this, and they saw that there was a potential loss of $28 billion and more than 40 plus countries got the benefit out of it. Because obviously, China being China, they are like literally spread across the world. For them, it is like, okay, some things send it there, some parts send it here. And through these countries, they did it. These countries, including India, was very, why? Exports are increasing. Indian exports will increase, obviously, right? Raw materials are coming or input parts are coming in from China. We are assembling it here. We are selling it off. Our exports will increase. More factories for us, more employment for us. Even we were also very happy. That is the reason now why USA is thinking of again levying tariff on this. Tariff on all the countries, including India. It's still in paper stage only. Does not yet materialized. Eventually it may happen. But when it will happen, we don't know. Because again, Congress approval, etc. are required. That is what this is about. Agro photovoltaics and research and development. Just two topics that we will see it up next time. Okay. It will be available, not at the same time, Saturday, 7 p.m. With this, the class is over. Sanjana, it should be more or less enough because you are preparing for defense exams means it will be again from one newspaper. So this literally covers 1 week's news. Unfortunately, yes, right. Because see, any reforms in any reforms in policing, if you have to do, it should come from the side of the government. And no government in their rightful mind or brain would want to make the police very strong, very effective. Why? 47% of MPs are having criminal background, 33% of MLAs are having criminal background. Me knowing it very well that if police becomes effective, probably me or my bhanja, batija, somebody is going to get arrested and thrown in jail. Why will I allow it? That's it. There is nothing wrong in doing privatization in India. Privatization is the general rule. Everywhere in every part of the world, it is privatization only. NASA itself may not exist in the future. That is what they say. After 2035 or etc., NASA may not even exist. NASA is the what is it? US equivalent of our ISRO. Obviously, it is a successful organization, far more successful, etc. But reality is that because NASA's cost is escalating, NASA's costs are so high. So it is very much possible that the future US space programs will be done through private agencies. You're welcome, Bhumika. See, again, Murli Manohar, I am not the judge of these things. When you say poorest of the poor general category guy, he or she is eligible for EWS reservation. Why can't they get other reservation, etc.? It is only because for a general category guy, it is only as per the Supreme Court and current government policies, he is only eligible for reservation because of economic reasons. General economic reasons you have, then you get EWS. Whereas when you talk about OBC, SC, ST, it is economic reasons plus social injustice. That is the reason for it. Understand that very, very clearly. I didn't say this, Supreme Court said this. But sir, this has happened to general category, that has happened. What is the use of telling it to me? You tell it to your MP, you tell it to your MLA. Telling me, fighting with me will not change the policy. You can take out your frustration out on me. One fellow, sir, मैं आपका बड़ा फैन था लेकिन आज से आई एम अनफॉलोइंग यू आप तो जातिवाद निकला हैं you unfollow me even if all the world unfollows me I don't give a damn trust me I don't care from one small shorts video you decided I am a jativad you say sir this fact what you gave is not right this fact you counter it with another fact I agree none of that you are able to do you are directly coming and giving your conclusions so what will I do I messaged him good I wish you all the best for your future and I blocked him simple why should I entertain him anymore so understand this very, very clearly. I am not setting the rules of the game here. This has already been set by the government as well as by the Honorable Supreme Court. Supreme Court's language it is. Economic criteria cannot be the only criteria. Historical social injustice. That is the criteria. For OBC, yes, finally you have what? Okay, creamy layer is there, non-creamy layer is there. But for SC, ST, till now it is not there. Why? There is no data for this. That is the issue. NASA is fake. Wow. Weekly or monthly current affairs for SSC or RRB. For RRB as well as SSC, focus on your maths, quantitative aptitude, English, logical reasoning. अंत में you do GS. Current affairs in that only have a minuscule percentage in it. Is EW's reservation? Nah. For interdepartmental exam and all, you don't get any promotional benefits are only for SC/ST. Promotion. That is reservation and promotion. That is only for SC/ST. It is not there for OBC or EWS. That I have seen in my government office. Oh man, that is one hell of a sight. That is, imagine 4 people, okay? 4 friends. So all of them hanging together, having coffee together, tea together, all of that. And suddenly one fellow in that gets promotion. All of them join the service almost on the same date only, but one gets the promotion because of this reservation. एकदम से जज्बात बदल गया, हालात बदल गए, etc. Because still yesterday you're calling by name. Now today onwards he's your boss, he's your senior, so you have to call by sir. That was crazy. One crazy thing that I saw. Because it became a valid point for winning election. My dear Manoj Kumar ji, what started off as a issue between 2 individuals, whether this buffalo was stolen or not, to whom it belonged, how did it end up becoming political? Got the point here? And it started between 2 individuals, but then what happened? Yadav supporters created ruckus. Police finally hands over the buffalo to Suraj Yadav. Yadav supporters, because the caste people came. Whether it is his buffalo or not, that you leave it secondary. The caste people came there and started supporting there. Now what will you do? That is India for you. We want objectivity, we want merit, everybody wants it. But caste के ऊपर जाने का नहीं. That is the reality. We will judge a person on the basis of their caste first, their religion next, gender if it is required. When that mindset doesn't change, we will have to भुगतना ही पड़ेगा. Financial autonomy, Rohit Guha Roy. Financial autonomy means financial independence. Independence means they can take decisions. How much money to invest where, how much money they have to, they can use to buy any equipment or technology. This generally comes with their status, that is Maharatna, Miniratna, Navaratna status. So higher the status that you have, that is, let us say you are having Navaratna status and all, I think up to 20,000 crore or something investment decisions you can make without consulting with the respective minister. Got the point? You need not consult with the minister. You can go ahead and take the decision. That is financial autonomy. The other one is what? Financial control. Financial control is this. Control means what? It lies with the government. For everything, you should be like, you, little money you give, please, like that. Best example, our CBI. Central Bureau of Investigation, even though it is considered to be the premier investigative agency in the country, they don't have financial independence. Everything, it comes with a budget. They have to keep on writing letters after letters to the Ministry of Home Affairs to get anything sanctioned. That is the reason. So that is as said, I forgot which CBI director said this. He basically said that if financial independence, at least if you give to the CBI, I will show you how to improve its conviction rate. That is the reality. Reservation can't be decided on academic basis. All the sections need to be kept in mind. True. Keep using the language. People, it is very simple. You want to improve any language, learn it, write it, read it. Other day, I was very happy when a nursing professor, she basically told me that she is preparing for this UPSC also. Apart from this, she has learnt the German language. German. I was like very surprised. I was like, why German? She said she has a plans. In case UPSC doesn't work out, she plans to leave India, go and work or teach as a nurse in Germany. But why German? Like, why? So she said, no, because you told to have a plan C, plan D. This is my plan C. Great. Now, Germany, it is German language. If anybody has ever even watched a German movie, you will understand it is so difficult. It is not at all easy. What is English then in front of it? So just write it, speak it, read it. You will improve. Yes, people can remain silent during national anthem. There is nothing wrong with it. See, actually, let me tell you. Earlier also it used to be like that. It is not that when national anthem, in school also, let us say, school also when national anthem is being sung, maximum what people will do is, they're only moving their lips. They're not literally singing. Because if you are very self-aware about your own voice, it is only good for chasing away the crows or making the cow run left and right, etc. Okay, you're very aware. Your voice is absolutely ugly. You will not sing. You will only move your mouth. Lip service only you will be doing. Earlier, these things were pretty normal. Not singing the national anthem. You're just standing in attention. You're not singing the national anthem or you're simply moving your lips. This was all fine. But later, it started becoming one mega issue. It started getting reported in the channels and in the media. And in some cases, some people started even asking, how many stanzas are there? She doesn't even know the stanzas. Who knows, by the way? Who knows? Like, what is the correct division of it? Yeah, we all have by-hearted it. Be it the national anthem or be it probably even the national song we know. But how many of us know this stanza, this stanza? How many of us know? Getting the point here. So it's like, don't make a mountain out of an anthill. As long as somebody is not outrightly disrespecting it, like playing some loud music when national anthem is going on, or doing something outrightly disrespectful, preventing the national anthem from being sung or national song from being sung, only then an action needs to be taken. Yes, they are protected by the Constitution as well as by the Supreme Court Bijo Emmanuel ruling. Right to freedom of silence and right to freedom of religion. I don't know what to say for that. For example, even Vande Madaram, Supalam, Sujalam, Malayata, Shidalam, Satyashamala, Madaram, Vande Mataram. That even I know. After that, that stanza even I don't know. So, okay, Chief Minister now declared this will be sung in every school. Fine, let it be sung. But you cannot force every child to follow that. Why? First of all, government school. In a government school, you are not supposed to compel anybody to listen to a religious instruction. That provision is there under right to freedom of religion. So if I am from the minority community, Vande Mataram is being sung, I can stand there absolutely silently. I need not sing it. Got the point here? I need not sing it. Nobody can force me to sing it also. It will be a clear violation of my fundamental right. Because they are not vote bank, Manoj. State level you take. See, central level budgeting, you forget it. State level, state university, state government can do better when it comes to research and development because they are more closer to the ground. Center is sitting in Delhi. If you really ask me, can't Kerala government improve more of the research and development in Kerala? Can't Tamil Nadu government do it? Can't Andhra do it? Can't Karnataka do it? They can. But why are they not doing it? That will not transfer into votes. Easier way to get votes is what? Using caste and religion and freebies, subsidies. Research and development, you focus on who is going to vote for you. You really think professors, researchers, etc. will stand in the queue to cast a vote? No. Mass politics is what we have always focused on as a country. What will give us maximum, claps? That is what we have always focused on. That is why you see the titles also Namo, Namo, Namo. Prime Minister coming from the Ganga water, cameras correctly placed, sun behind, Ganga water dripping. He's in full black, shawl, beads, this, that. That photo. Why? Why that way? And why is it in the front page of my newspaper? Why is it not in the back page or something? Because that is India for you. Research and development fund is not there, nobody cares. But 10 lakh crore, more than 10 lakh crore is being spent on freebies and subsidies put together. Why? That will only that will give you votes. Bless I not in मेरा वो औकात ही नहीं है किसी को आशीर्वाद देने का. Trust me, I am not at all eligible for it. I can pray for you. मेरा नहीं सुना, इसकी तो सुन लो please. That I can do. ED, it is not just about their financial autonomy. It is because of an amendment that was made under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. An amendment was made to it where if the ED arrests you, it is not so easy to get a bail. It is not so easy to get a bail, and they can attach assets, etc. That is the main reason. Now, some people have said, hey, this is wrong information. There are many cases pending. Bhaiya, conviction rate ka matlab. This again to all those Einsteins who are correcting me. Conviction rate means what? You have been convicted of the crime. That means trial is over. Judge has found you guilty. That is when you call it a conviction. So 100 cases filed. In that, how much is the conviction rate? In that sense, ED as well as NIA's conviction rate stands above 90%. That means the chances that ED came and arrested you and it was a fake case with less evidence, it is it is almost close to impossible. Nepal issue, nothing is there to explain there. So, we know two things could be a reason for this. One is a glacial lake outburst. Glacial lake outburst means there was a glacier. Okay. There was a glacier. Over a period of time, it started melting. It slowly started melting. And finally, one fine day, melting, it came out. This is one explanation that is doing the rounds. The other explanation is that maybe a slight earthquake would have occurred, as a result of which it created a temporary artificial dam because stones, etc., moved and it blocked the river or a small lake, whatever here. A natural dam was created. And this water, maybe partial ice, partially melted, we don't know. This water here, again, as it started melting, it pushed off this natural block, came rushing down. This is what has happened. The water volume was so immense that it even came very close to flooding Bihar. Already water levels in Bihar are at dangerously high levels. Whatever be the reason for this, whether it was a water that came off or whether it was glacial lake outburst, whatever it is, main villain is what? Global warming. That's it. Charan Mundavar, I am IIT and start preparation for UPSC for first year, from first year. Okay, start. You can start with NCRTs. Or if you are interested, you can take up batches also from PW. Apart from undergraduation, what the UPSC aspirant should do? UPSC aspirants should try to start their own business or start earning money by taking tuitions or by even working in any other sector, private sector. That is what they should do. Make your money. Prepare any exam that you want. No issues with it. But understand one thing. I'll put it even more bluntly. Be money minded. Be very, very money minded. First, you be money minded, earn your own money, buy good stuff for yourself, buy good stuff for your parents, etc. And then do whatever you want. जब तक खुद का कमाई नहीं होता तब तक आपको दुनिया के बारे में कुछ भी पता नहीं चलेगा. You will only be a bookworm. You won't be anything more than that. You need to know how the world is running, etc. You need to be financially independent. Fundamental right name or section to reject Vande Mataram. Right to freedom of religion, number 1. Number 2, right to silence, which comes under Article 19. Number 3, let me tell you, I don't want to make a mistake by quoting the judgment. Yeah. Bijo Emmanuel judgment of 1986. You can go and quote it. Okay. Supreme Court has said this. Don't come into my Instagram and start giving me gyan. Compelling a person to sing despite a genuine and conscientiously held religious objection. Right to freedom of religion, freedom to practice, profess, propagate, and right to conscience. That is there. My conscience, my belief. I have every right to believe what I want. And every right to believe, not believe in what I don't want. That right I have. So if I don't believe in Durga, Saraswati, Lakshmi, etc., you cannot force me to sing what? Vande Mataram. This is the ruling. Quote it anywhere you want. And that ruling is still not been overturned. So it's still valid. Supreme Court's rulings, you know it right. Once a ruling is given, it has pan-India effect. Until Supreme Court changes that ruling or government passes a law bypassing the ruling, overturning the ruling. Otherwise, nahi. It remains valid. Arjun, these things you please don't ask me. I am not a god. I'm not God or somebody. क्या ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा वो आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. You are religious. You know what is the syllabus. You know what is GS 1, 2, 3, 4. What is optional. What is essay. Answer writing. Prelims. Interview. इतने सारे चीजें हैं. So you decide how many hours you have to put. What you can do here. Politicians or ministers have immunity against it. Politicians. I understood, Harida. Do politicians or anybody have immunity against it? Ideally, no. No immunity, etc. Politicians don't have. But obviously, why? Why are you not arresting them or taking action against them? See, imagine, for example, hypothetically, you arrest Sonia Gandhi. Why? Because she told, hey, band karo, band karo. She tried to stop. Somebody was singing Vande Mataram fully. She tried to stop it. Let us say, hypothetically, you arrested Sonia Gandhi. Politically, it will be the most blunderous decision that the BJP government would have ever taken. Why? Why it is a blunder? Immediately sympathy will go to her. For one Vande Mataram song, you went and arrested Sonia Gandhi. Are you nuts? That is what majority will think. Sympathy vote will go for her. That is the quickest way to make your enemy famous. Ulta, if I remain silent, if I don't take any action on her, she will be free. But automatically, what will happen? At least some people will think, she insulted Vande Madaram. This is what she will not, she does not like our country. Aha, no more vote for her. At least 1% in this country will think like that, minimum. It's politics at the end of the day, people. You and, like I told this before also, you and I do some, even if we think about doing a can't, think, forget doing it. We think about doing a can't. Don't worry, we will get arrested. Okay? Make no doubt about it. No, it is not mentioned anywhere. Yeah, you can watch these lectures, Nova. Are you again singing Vande Mataram? Sing whatever you want. जो गाना है गा लो भाई. What is there in it? See, people have died in this country for singing Vande Mataram. Getting the point here. 100 years ago, exactly 1926 and all, if you are talking about this time period, especially along the Bangladesh side, West Bengal, Bangladesh combined side, people have died, beaten up by the police till their death for singing Vande Mataram. That is the history of it. So when somebody says it's my fundamental right, I don't want to sing, I will respect it. I may not agree with it. I will respect it. Oh, okay, you don't want to sing, fine. I will respect it. I may not agree with it. It is as good as like how I may not agree with the fact that somebody says I will not stand for the national anthem. I don't understand the logic of it. I don't understand. One national anthem only we have. At least at that point of time, let us all think about only the national anthem, that 54, 56 odd seconds. We are all Indians. We are not this caste, that religion, this community, this language, Marathi language, whether they know, Kannada language they know. None of that matters there. So there are only very few things that unites us as a country. India-Pakistan cricket match, India-Pakistan war. Then, Dowry, Vande Bharat, not Vande Bharat, Vande Mataram, national anthem. These are the 4-5 things that is there. That also you say, no, this also I don't want, that also I don't want. Then finally, what is left then? As a country, for us, what is left? I think from those lines. Pujita, please contact your mentor or somebody. I am not in charge of these classes and all. Online college degree will not matter in UPSC. Exactly. गाना है तो गा लो, मत गाना है तो मत गाओ. Simple. Fine. Did you watch Toxic movie? I told you I watched it and I'm still alive. PUC NEET student. Prakash, NEET itself is very tough. You crack that first. Once you enter into the medical college, if I am still alive, you come and ask, I will help you. Okay, it's 10 p.m. people. Let's call it a day. Okay.